Hey guys, welcome to the stream. A little bit of an impromptu stream, so we're just gonna give a couple minutes for everyone to kind of file in. We finally have our ugly Christmas sweater hats in hand and ready to kind of launch tomorrow. Um, Joe's idea to kind of bring everyone together and kind of do a mid-season show now that we're about halfway through the year. So we'll also be covering some of the top hats and sneakers so far and that have been released. So we're excited to do that with you guys. But yeah, we will definitely give you guys a couple more minutes because we haven't been going live too much on this channel. So yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes. Let me see if we got some mood music.
Yeah, when we did the ugly Christmas party before Christmas, so 6 months later we got the hats. Pretty good. It's pretty good timing.
We had, well, yeah. They didn't take 6 months for production. It took a lot of months to try to get them approved. But we'll cover that. Yeah, it wasn't so much a production issue; it was more so a legal issue.
The border services didn't help us either.
No. Well, that is a whole other subject.
Nick, when are we going to get when are we going to get the Sneaker History Tokyo episode?
Man, soon. I've been trying to go through footage and find some stuff, but yeah, like I filmed and took so many photos that it's just overwhelming to try to pull it out, because I tried to make some stuff already, and then I realized that I was missing a whole micro SD card out of the footage, because I was carrying two cameras at all times, and then my phone, and then also Cam had a camera with her, so it was kind of like a lot of it was not well planned, but you know, we were just excited to be able to go and get all the stuff. But yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I went to a bunch of just like cool spots, you know, just it's kind of interesting because I think like sneakers here in the States, there's just the overwhelming like sneakers is dead conversation, right? It's just like people are just burnt out on the resale aspect of it. And there it's like just sneaker stores everywhere, you know? So it seems like everybody's like doing well compared to a lot of the things that you see. I think a lot of people are doing better in sneaker world right now than the social media buzz would, you know, make you think.
Leon, have you ever been to Tokyo?
No.
That's gonna disappoint Snap. How about you, John?
No, but my son's dying to go. He's got me on Duolingo. He's been doing it for, I don't know, like 500 days straight. He's serious. I'm at 50 days, but I hope he learns it, because I don't think my old brain's gonna be able to absorb the language. But he's getting serious, so he's gonna take me around, and I guess I'll just have to buy him whatever. I told him at least 3 years, though. He's 12. I want him to be a little bit more ready, so I said 2 or 3 years.
Maybe time to get a little part-time job so he can spend some of his own money.
That too.
Over there. Nick, you're gonna have to like make a little fanzine or something like that with all the places that you went and distribute it so that the rest of us, because I've been dying to go my whole. I mean, I've been saved. Like I have like pretty much like 600,000 frequent flyer miles, and I'm like, they're all going towards. So I can go to sleep on a plane and wake up in Tokyo.
Yep, exactly. That'd be so awesome. That's the one thing I want to do different the next time I go is like we sat in regular, you know, just like we got just like the budget seats. We actually, the airline was actually, it's called Zip Air. It's fairly new, but it was less than it was like less than 800 round trip for a ticket. So. Oh, wow. I mean, I can barely get to Detroit or Virginia for that price here in the States, because there's so many little extra fees for changing flights and stuff. So yeah, it was game changing. But I would love to have the lay down flat seats. And did they have, like, was there custom hats there, or was it just pretty much like program hats? There wasn't a lot. I didn't make it to. So the thing about Tokyo is there's so many different locations. So I didn't make it to the New Era store that I think did more of the customization. I'll share them once we get going. But I did get a couple of hats while I was there. And I went to a New Era store, but it wasn't like the kind of flagship. It was more just like another run-of-the-mill New Era store. It was still cool, but honestly, there's just a lot. Like that, we were there for 10 days ish, and you know, we didn't even touch so much of the stuff that we wanted to, even though like we left the house by like 8 or 9 in the morning and came back at like 11 o'clock or midnight every single day. There's just so much that you just can't take it all in. But that's one thing I definitely want to go back to is like there's a couple of particular New Era spots that were just a little too far for me to get to, and compared to the other things that we were trying to do.
I'm disappointed, Nick. I'm disappointed. That's all I was looking forward to, is seeing what kind of hats they had in Tokyo. What up, Kalby? We're talking to Nick about his Tokyo trip and finding out when the rest of us are going to go.
Keep going. I'm trying to figure out my headphones here. My computer is not working properly.
You sound good.
What about sneaker pickups, Nick? Any sneaker pickups? Are you saving those?
No. To be honest, I haven't bought anything. I got laid off a couple months back, so the trip itself was my expenditure. I've been trying to cut back on the sneakers, but
fair enough.
You know, it's also like, I would say, like for me wearing a size 13, it was a little difficult. There was a couple of times where I thought, oh, I might get those, and they just, you know, they didn't really have anything above an 11, so yeah, didn't really work out.
All right. I think we're almost ready to start, people.
You have a different countdown than the other one, Leon, or do you have like a regular?
No. I mean, this is probably like the second or third live we've ever done on this channel, so that's definitely on my to-do list.
Cool. How are you doing, Kalby? How are your headphones working? Good.
Can you say something?
No. We're saying something.
You sound good. Can you hear us?
I can hear you off my computer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But that's it. I don't know what's going on here.
It's okay. You sound good without the headphones.
Yeah.
He might be behind. Marco's getting ready for National Leon Day. That's the official halfway point to Christmas. For those who don't know.
Man, it is crazy. We're actually getting pretty close to that, huh?
Yeah, I think it's real close to halfway point.
Yeah, dude. Like tomorrow isn't like. I mean, summer assault, like the longest day of the year, is coming up in like what, 2 or 3 days. Like, always kind of sneaks up, and I'm like, dude, now it's gonna start getting darker again. Fuck.
Yeah. June 25th, National Leon Day.
Okay.
All right, you good, Cal?
Yeah.
Oh no, his mic sounds. Your mic sounds bad now. Say something.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, Kalby's.
You were better before.
Give me a sec.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
There. Does it work now?
Yeah.
No, you're perfect now.
You sound beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right. Perfect. Let's get started. So, welcome. So, December, Joe had a great idea to get us together for an ugly Christmas sweater party. Flash forward June. Some of the hats have arrived in full, and they're ready to be released tomorrow with Pro Image Sports Colorado. So that's super exciting. I thought it'd be cool to kind of bring up y'all's designs one by one and kind of have you talk about the process a little bit, you guys can give a little bit of an insight on some of the inner workings on approvals and stuff. We can kind of discuss that because we had a field day with Nick's hat with that one. And then Joe's. By the time we got to designing Joe's hat, he had already hopped off, so we can kind of talk about how he did that one. So that was a little bit fun. So
you guys did a great job.
Yeah, that was an awesome one that also almost got caught up in legal issues, but we did do a quick pivot. So let's bring up John's first, because John, your hat also had a couple issues. So we originally thought that we could do Mr. Running Rebel. So tell us a little bit about your design and what you remember from it, because it did end up being a little bit different.
Yeah, if I recall, we were talking about starter jackets and things like that we wore back in the day. Actually, I had a hat like this, a UNLV one and a Michigan one, the arch style, and yeah, I wanted to do that little rebel. And it's funny, of course, always sending Leon stuff. I found a New Era hat the other day with it on, and I said, Leon, look at this. We're gonna still try, and we're not gonna try. I'm not gonna try again today, but maybe we'll try something that I have tried before. But no, it was a throwback, and you know, as Leon says, I'm fighting against the side patch. Someone told me that patch on the back counts as a side patch. I'd like to know your guys' opinion. If you put a big patch on the back, does it count as a plain Jane? I still think it's a plain Jane, but hat turned out amazing. Super happy. I have it in hand. I don't know if you're going to show a pic of it, Leon, but I could bust it out if you want.
You can show it. You can show it.
Yeah. Okay. 1 sec. Sorry. But really, really excited when it landed. It was a little bit of a surprise too, because my other hats I did with you on Leon the Lab came, and this one came sort of right after it. And yeah, really, really pleased with it. It really lived up to what we were trying to do, I think, with the outline and the little bit of metallic there. Nothing too crazy. Definitely a throwback hat, and that's what everyone's sort of vibing. And then I got a little bit of, I guess if you want to call this a modern hit to modernize it a little bit.
Yeah, no way is that a side patch. I mean, first of all, the word side.
No, sorry. It was. Is it a plain Jane? That's the question. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, of course it is. It's like if there's nothing on the side, then it's a plain Jane. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the debate.
That back logo looks like really tastefully nice and done and small. If it was bigger, I think it would be. If it was like a big thing, then I'd be like, oh, maybe that's not a plain Jane. But that's nice. I like that it's like quaint and small.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I'm getting into now with hats. I feel like I got all the big side patches I need, so it worked out with sort of what I'm into. And whenever anyone says you're making a hat, you want to make it, you're thinking about other people, but it's about you want to be happy, right? So Leon made that happen. So thanks, Leon. I'm really happy with it.
No problem. Yeah, so we had to do a quick pivot. Obviously, we wanted to put, I think his name was Sam the Rebel or whoever it is, but it was completely not available. He's holding a huge gun, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, I'm happy with kind of the pivot that we did. I think we started panicking internally, John and I, a little bit when Hat Club released something a little bit similar, but they had the 1990 on the side, so still aesthetically different than John's. But yeah, I think this is a really smooth hat. And I was a little bit worried that the patch would be too big at the back, but it's a fair size. So I think all in all, really, really clean hat.
Yeah. And then, I like it. I like the size, and Hat Club did the other colors too, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now we'll bring up Kalby. So Kalby's a Leon and Lab veteran now, being the lead photographer for me for a number of months. But one of the first projects we worked on was the Kith Stamento 1.0, and then initially I think we had just filmed the Kalby 2.0 pack, and you were kind of like, I don't want to take too much time, but then we forced it. We twisted your arm.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this one a little bit, Cal. What do you remember about this hat?
I really like the script on it. That was like one of the things I really wanted to do. And I remember fuddling around trying to find a color that matches. I haven't seen it in hand, but from your posts and stuff, I think I like the color more on this one than the first one. And the patch looks really nice as well. I just I've been seeing it on your page. I just want to see it. Like I want to hold it in my hands, man. I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
Like it looks really good. There's the outline around the script that was meant to emulate the outline hits on the shoes. Because on the A6 striping, there's a little bit of the salmon color around the white striping. And yeah, the colors just look really good to me.
Yeah, so I wore this. I think I went to the shop on Friday, and then I wore it to the Mets game on Sunday. But everyone who saw it was just in awe. So yeah, the early returns are that people really like this hat. So I think you did a great job, and it might be a little bit more truer to the colors of the actual shoe.
Yeah, it's way closer to the salmon toast because that first hat was definitely pink. This one definitely looks like the shoe.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks really good, Kalby. Like I didn't remember, shocker, this night very well, so I forgot that I forgot that there was outline in peach, and that looked really really good because I was just like when I saw pictures of it, I wasn't looking for it, so I just saw the white, but it looks really good.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think that patch looks just super fire too with that peach color in it.
Yeah, you did a great job. This is very wearable. I wore this to the game, like I said, to watch the Grimace Mets do the thing with Joe. Shout out to Joe for the great tickets too. So, yeah, I think this is a banger for sure, and a lot of people asking for it. So, this is one of those ones.
Yes, man. Thank you for the opportunity because yeah, that's
What are you gonna make? What are you gonna make tonight, Kalby?
I'm not 100% sure. I know some colors that I want to maybe work with. I know you guys were saying that there was some color changes and stuff like that. So I'll wait to hear from that, and we'll see. I think I'll want to go with a Blue Jays logo though.
Ooh, okay, all right. So, all right. So now we'll get into Joe's version. So Joe had hopped off, and I said, "There's no way we're gonna do."
I totally forgot that you actually wore an ugly Christmas sweater.
Oh, me and John were matching.
Yeah, now we were matching. I forgot. I changed into the UNLV. I saw that. That's crazy. I don't remember that night that well
either. So originally we had I think I was like kind of working in silence. Everyone was kind of going through their list. So this is kind of like halfway through. But the initial thought was to find anything with a checker. So of course one of Joe's favorite shoes is those Mac Attacks, and I wanted to kind of
let's be clear, not those Mac Attacks that are up there. I would have corrected that. Like,
but those are just released. I think
I don't even know why they did that. It's like, dude, just give McEnroe his shoe and let Travis put his backwards thing on a different color. You know, it's like, but anyways, yeah, just to let people know because, like, listen. I had those shoes. I had those shoes when I was 12, and that's why I love it so much. I mean, also McEnroe is one of my favorite players ever, but yeah, it's a badass shoe. I've got like 4 pairs now, but they crease pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the first customs you did with me was to kind of pay homage to that kind of flag there. So I thought that it'd be cool to do it. Unfortunately, the state of Maryland does not appreciate their colors of their flag being changed, so we had to do a pivot. Even after we found like a whole backstory on McEnroe playing, I think in the DMV area. I think there was like a thing there. We found it, but whatever. We went Pacers now, so I think it ended up being a real.
Yeah, I mean it's more up Nick's alley. It's basketball and car racing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this one did have to do a pivot as well. But yeah, I have it in hand here.
That checker looks more similar to the McEnroes.
Yeah,
that one looks crazy.
Yeah, I wore this and I wore this out, and I had people coming up to me that, I wear hats a lot, and these are the same people that never say anything about my hats were coming up to me asking me about this hat and where I got it.
Yeah, it's a gray bottom white. I think all of the hats came with white bands, at least. Yeah, at least the first 3, all white sweatbands. So for the white sweatband likers, and then John, plain Jane. So the Pacers goes with his hoodie.
I think that Pacers like really pops on that checker too. Like it looks really good.
Wear the hoodie. Courtesy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's sick.
All right. And then last but not least, we got Nick. So Nick's dreams were temporarily dashed because of Scottsdale Scorpions couldn't figure their shit out. But let's talk about this real quick, and then I'll tell you guys what we did to pivot.
Let's just open this up too.
Oops, hold on. I shared the wrong screen. All right, so let's talk about this design first, and then I'll tell you guys what we did to pivot. What do you remember about making this hat, Nick?
So I just wanted to kind of tie something into the the Wizards era Jordan and the Scottsdale Scorpions, which was kind of like his the two, like, I don't know, I would say the two missteps in Michael's life have been trying to play baseball. Not that I don't appreciate that he tried to play baseball, but trying to play baseball and then playing for the Wizards. I think both those things are kind of like, if you looked holistically at Michael Jordan's career and everything he's done, because like even now, like he's big into NASCAR, his team's like dominating, not dominating, but like very competitive. So I wanted to kind of tie those things together in a kind of connect the dots, I guess, from the Fall League era to his Wizards era in those Wizards colors.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the first thing that happened was when we put this in for approval, I had just got that script approved and done on a hat. And then when we went to put this one in there, the first thing, they shot it down, but like, Wizards colors, can't do it. Like, all right. So I think we switched the blue, and then we made it a different color copper, submitted it again. They approved it. And then this time the Scorpions came back and said, well, you messed with our word mark, so we got to redigitize it. So we had to redigitize it. And this whole other thing, long story short, we couldn't get it in time with the color change rules and stuff like that. So we kind of have to temporarily shelf this hat as is. But then we came up with a little bit of a surprise. So Nick and the panel don't even know what this is. So I'm not very good at keeping secrets. This time we got to keep the secret. So we get to react live to Nick opening his hat and what will be available to
awesome.
So
all right, let's see this.
And again, shout out to Promich, Colorado for being able to make this all possible.
Woo! Oh my god!
Ooh.
Yeah. So
wow,
this hat stuck out a little bit for us the first time when we got to do our episode, Nick. I know you're a big Kings fan. I know this this team holds a lot of history in your heart.
Wow.
So we had to
this
do
is
it.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Sacramento Kings, he's a big fan. And we had to do it in the Kings colors.
So this is the one that I did with Leon on the first round. Early Kings colors, and then obviously Sacramento Kings now.
I'm so happy you kept it a mono, Leon. I thought for sure when you told me about this hat, I was like, oh man, I'm not looking forward to seeing that purple bill.
No.
So
kept it real clean.
Yeah, it's
kept
so
it
good.
real clean for you, Nick.
Yeah, wow.
We punched that script on the front. I think your hat was the first one to use that script ever, and now you have the second one.
That's so sick. So sick. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely a good alternative to the other idea. This is a better hat for me personally anyway.
There you go.
Is that dropping also, Leo?
Yeah. So release details. All four of your y'all's hats are dropping tomorrow. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 p.m. Eastern, Palm Beach, Colorado. So mark your calendars. Nice. And then so I had just gotten back from the Topperzstore USA anniversary event, so I guess I'll just show real quick what I grabbed from that trip. So first and foremost, shout out to everyone who pulled up to the event. It was real cool kicking it with everyone and kind of meeting some people in person for the first time. Got to kind of catch up and kind of hang out with the crew too. So we had the Toronto.
Man, those colors are good.
The Mbappe, Northwest Arkansas Travelers in France colors. The Inland Empire have an event theme night hat where they're called the Kings, and this is done in like Los Angeles Kings colors. Beham, it's a little bit of a Jordan connection. So the Beham, I've never seen the logo stacked like this, so it's almost stacked like a White Sox logo, with the SOX. Yeah. So Beham,
really cool.
And then the 2 Fresno joints. And that one.
I got that black one.
Yeah, it's bad. And then
it's funny, that friend I brought, Leon, like he's not a jock, and like he's never worn, like didn't know his fitted hat size, and I bought him that Yankees hat. He like went for the plainest hat you could find just because he wasn't there. But then today, and then I also bought him that Grizzlies hat. And then today I get a text from him and he's like, I think I'm gonna buy this hat. And I was like, oh dude, you got the fever. Like, it was like from someone who never owned a fitted, now he's like got 2 and felt the need to buy a third. I was like, all right.
You got him hooked.
It's not just us. It happens to people the first time they find out about hats. Sometimes.
Exactly. And it's funny, Nick, you talked about Tokyo. So a couple months ago, Teddy from Home Game New York had approached me about potentially doing some hats with them. For me, I told him, it'd be more interesting if you can get them in the Tokyo shop. And we went back and forth a couple times. And at the time of doing this hat, he had asked me to do some Toronto stuff. So, I was thinking of things that would link Toronto and Tokyo. And at the time, there's another Japanese player that we're hoping to bring to Toronto that ended up not coming. But either way, Yusei Kikuchi went to this particular high school that Shohei went to. So this was either going to be just a Yusei hat or a Yusei and Shohei hat, because Shohei was apparently on a plane, and then there was a sushi restaurant, but we won't cover that too much. But this is the high school colors of the high school that they both went to. So we got the classic Toronto. I don't know if you guys can see it here, but this is I don't know how he did it, but he got a metallic iris on this logo. And for those who make New Era hats, know that they usually reject anything that has metallic iris and a raised portion, but somehow Teddy pulled it off.
It's really pretty.
That looks
silver is really nice.
Yeah, and it's silver and metallic iris in this one.
My size is gone on the site, Leon. You didn't give us enough warning, but I'm checking in store. I'm checking in store. I know.
Teddy just dropped it, so he just threw it online, and this had been sitting at Pierre's house for a couple months. But shout out to Teddy and the team there, available in Tokyo. So now I'm an international salesman, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome, man.
So the Yusei Kikuchi, and then I got to spend some time with my good friend Justin. At his crib, and then I just did a local pickup. So he had a couple hats waiting for me there. The PBJ LA exclusive mask hat, pink bottom, Dodger blue, white button. And then the Halloween. This is how often I visit. This was the Halloween version of the mask. Was sitting there.
Who made that? Was that Ink Park that made that logo?
Yeah, Ink Park drew the logo. The hats are made with Hat Club because he works there. But yeah, I mean, it's all glow in the dark too. Yeah, it's all glow. It's all glow in the dark. You guys can't see it, but it is glow in the dark. And then they did a collab with the Phoenix Coyotes. Now the Utah hockey team guys or something. But either way, nice little
Utah hockey team guys.
Yeah. Utah guy.
That's their temporary name. They call them those guys, the Utah Hockey Club or something. Like,
yeah,
they're going all European football on it.
Yeah, the Utah Geysers. All right, so those are my pickups from New York. Had a great time. I just got back. My first time flying there. 1 hour flights are surprisingly not that bad. So we did that. So I guess you guys had a request from Joe to kind of count down your top hats and sneakers of the year. So Joe, you want to take over this segment?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know how we're going to do it. I think I'm the only one that made slides on, the hats that. I mean, it's a combination of just like hats that I like. I mean, I've got no business trying to decide what I think the best hats are. I'm just like, these are hats just that I like for whatever reason. Sometimes it's a story, sometimes it's the aesthetic. But I figured, like, since we're all, sneaker enthusiasts, so to speak, for those that don't like the word sneakerhead, and we all like, we've all been involved with you, Leon, and making hats and being fans of hats. I thought it'd be fun to just kind of like run through them really quickly before we get down to business and start making hats again. Might be fun just to kind of check in. I did the slides, and it was really cool to see, the differentiations between Nick and Kalby and John, because like I think there was a couple of crossover, so to speak, overlap, but not a lot. I mean, not as much as you would think. I just thought it'd be cool to kind of go through it, talk about it a little bit. We can just go fast because I know everyone wants to get to make hats, but it's interesting to kind of hear about, everybody's own, also like their theory on like why they like the sneakers they like. Like for me, it's like, I'm almost like at a point where I don't think I'll probably ever wear Jordans again. I probably need to just sell them all. Cause like, I just got to a point where it's like, when I was a kid in school, you basically just like, you kind of had a choice, but it was like, if somebody got a cool pair of sneakers, like you didn't want to wear the same pair. You like kind of had to find your own, cause that's what you were wearing for the next 6 months usually. So I think it's just kind of interesting to see how like everybody's personal taste kind of away from like, here's a bunch of, hype kind of sneakers that like are going to make the end of the year list. This is kind of more like, hey, these are sneakers I either bought or I thought were really cool. And I think everybody kind of took that approach, which was cool to see. So you guys want me? I got your guys, Kalby and Nick's numbered theirs, but John, you sent me just the slide, so I took a crack at putting them in the right order, but I didn't put anything on them.
I don't think I had an order.
Wanted to talk about them. But who wants to go first? Nick, John, Kalby?
I can do it.
I mean, I could go.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right. So let me. I'm not going to be able to see anything that's going on here. So can you guys see that?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So let's see here. I got to sneak down to that. So this is John. John, you're not going first.
He could have just went.
Do you want to go in order? Okay.
Yeah. So Nick, this is your first. This is number 10 on Nick's list.
Yeah. So this is a New Balance 1500, the Flimby factory in the UK, made in England stuff. This is kind of like just a classic colorway. This is probably my favorite New Balance silhouette, the 1500. I'd say closely followed by the 997, which is another kind of that, I don't know, mid 90s era, early to mid 90s era. And kind of just, I've never owned this particular one, and seeing it come back for the anniversary, like I didn't pick these up, but if I can find a pair in my size, I would definitely pick these up at some point along the way, because I think they just put a lot of effort into using really good materials on it to celebrate the anniversary of the factory there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. So the Asics Gel Quantum 368 is a kind of an interesting shoe. So if you follow me or know me, I'm big into kind of like the business of footwear. I want to see everybody succeed in it. This colorway is kind of like just my own personal vibe right now with like the black and blue. But one of the things that's interesting about this particular model is that ASICs like reduce their carbon. I forget how they word it, but it's basically like the carbon offset or the carbon that's used to produce this shoe. They actually, I think, for the first time, reduced the impact, let's say, on the planet, basically, with the shoe.
Environmental
impact. Yeah, environmental impact. Thanks. I was drawing a blank there. But just the fact that they're thinking about doing that with a shoe that's kind of like more of a traditional, running shoe, training shoe, and still using all that like kind of retro vibes, because it's got that like, I don't know if you guys remember the early to mid 2000s ASICs had all those like crazy gel cushioning systems, and this is one of those ones that probably if they were paying attention to what it did to the environment the first time around, we probably wouldn't be so happy with them at this point.
Is this a casual shoe?
No,
it's an actual functioning running shoe. I mean, it looks
it's like a running shoe. Yeah,
it looks like badass. I had never seen this shoe before, and I was like, I'm gonna buy these to run in because they're better looking than my other ASICs that I bought to run in.
Yeah, and I just think it's cool that they're that they're thinking about that stuff. It didn't get much press. They sent out a press release for it, but I didn't see anybody talking about it when they when it got posted on a couple of the running sites. But yeah, in the sneakerhead world, it doesn't probably get as much love as maybe I would like to see it. But just the fact that they're conscious of it is really big deal. I think if all these companies can kind of start to think that way, most of us as consumers wouldn't know the difference if they just started doing it. So this is a step in the right direction for ASICs.
Leon, you're starting to branch off into non-Jordans. What do you think about these?
I mean, I've only got one pair. I definitely need to put some more time and love into branching out my Jordans, because I definitely regret it every time I travel with a pair of Jordans. I want to cut my damn feet off. But yeah, these are slick. I could do some things with them with the teal and the different blues and stuff. Or some Seattle hats, make a fit with that. But yeah, definitely try them out if they make them in the wide version.
So this is number 8, Saucony Kalen Schaub Pro Grid Omni 9. So like this is kind of a trend that I actually talked about it when we did the Christmas stuff. But like the end of last year, Saucony started kind of making more modern running shoes, but with like the traditional kind of like suede and mesh, leather and mesh kind of vibes. So this is again like they partnered with Kalen Schwab, however you pronounce it. Probably saying it wrong, but yeah, to like kind of bring all these colors to a shoe that wouldn't normally have these colors, because like this model typically gets like that reflective silver kind of chromish looking and like bright yellows and like very like Y2K vibes. So to do that,
very loud seashell.
Yeah, like I just thought that the like color throughout the midsole is crazy to me, and then like the fact that they mixed up the materials on the top and went away from that like big open mesh that they normally have on those kind of runners was really dope. This is just a new colorway on a classic tennis shoe, Reebok Court Victory Pump. This ultra purple combination. I just think this is I feel like the 90s vibes are have kind of gone missing in a lot of these brands, or they just go back to the regular, not that I don't love the like classic colorways, but when you throw a little bit of a twist on it and still stick to the like kind of 90s theme, I think like Reebok killed it with this colorway. This one's just me being nostalgic. Nike Air Max 180. If you were around, if you're a kid when this shoe came out, it was like mind blowing that you could have a transparent air bubble all the way through the back of your shoe and still have it not pop. So they did it to the original specs, so there's a much bigger air bubble this time around. I've got like a couple that I want to try to remake, have somebody remake. Mario Restores probably will do that for me, because I've got a couple up here behind me that just can't be worn anymore. But now that these are back, I'll try to get some donors at some point. So Honestly, this pack is kind of inspiration, sort of low key for the hat that I did with Leon. You know, those bright colors that Huff did in the 2000s, early 2000s. They brought back these Air Max ones. I didn't grab a pair of these yet, but I will definitely pick up all three of these over the course of time, because this is hands down my favorite. Skate shop in San Francisco. Used to go down there and line up 20 something years ago. So yeah, between this and FTC, like those are the two like kind of like brands that for me are like most people's Kith or Supreme, but both those brands started in San Francisco, in the 90s, and I used to go down there and not even, I'd find somebody that I could ride down there with and not tell my parents. Hopefully they're not watching or listening, but
Hey, Kalby, John, like, I was really fascinated by this pick just because, like, for whatever reason, I hadn't seen it, and since you guys are both kind of like runners, like what do you guys think about these colorways? Which one's your favorite, or do you even like it?
I mean, you put pink on a shoe, I'm gonna like it. I like pink on shoes, so pink, black, and gray is one of my favorite combos that they have. So that one definitely takes it for me. I like that pair. If it comes around at the right time, I'll definitely cop it.
Yeah, I didn't check, but I think that's the one that flew quickest, probably the most popular one. I like all these. I think they did a really good job, and I could be mistaken, but I don't think this is one of those pairs that you heard about like 2 years ahead of time. Like I think from when it was rumored to, or I think maybe it wasn't even rumored. Maybe they just said, okay, we're coming out with these. I like that sometimes, that it's not like, let's just do it. I think they did that with this. I could be mistaken, but yeah, good execution, and
yeah,
of course, Huff is great. So,
and for the like old school sneakerheads, Huff actually redid their homepage to look like the old Nike Talk website from the early 2000s, late 90s. So
wow.
That was like a super like cool touch that the team did to kind of like tie that nostalgia back together for those that were around or remember those days.
Yeah, that's badass.
This is a really interesting picnic. I can't wait to hear what you say about this one.
All right, so this Puma Inhale honestly is one of my favorite shoes, and I wouldn't say that I'm not an A$AP Rocky fan, but I'm not like a diehard A$AP Rocky fan. But the fact that they brought it back and he basically chose to do like one of the original colorways essentially, I just thought it was super dope that they brought it back, and they actually did a whole release along with them at the Miami Grand Prix. So like it was a big deal for Puma to bring back something like this, and there was like a whole selection of stuff, a whole like bunch of apparel and stuff that he had designed with them. But the shoe itself, comfort wise, I would put this up there with like, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if this might be a little too deep, but like the Reebok DMX Run 10, or like some of those like, right around the year 2000 running shoes. Like this shoe is definitely up there. And I think like the color itself, even though this is really close to the original color, it's just not a color you see on sneakers very often, which, that to me is like a cool touch that they brought it back in that way. Cause typically you would see this color on like I could picture this on like maybe some Clarks, some Wallabies or something, right? It's a little bit more of a ACG vibe or something. But
yeah, it's like a Vegas gold. It's like a Vegas gold hat.
Yeah.
With a Miami Heat basketball kind of, or Flame basketball kind of in a different form.
Yeah,
it's cool. Like it's interesting. Like it's funny. Like I was just thinking when you were saying that, Nick, I was like, I've listened to Nick talk about so many of these shoe models, but like since I don't watch sneaker history, and we even sometimes, and you guys don't always have videos, it's like I don't really know what some of, like half of the shoes I've heard of, I don't know what they look like because I just hear you guys talk about them, and then I don't really go and follow up and try to figure out which exactly ones, and find them online.
Yeah, I should do a better job of posting up the stuff we talk about, to be honest. That's some good feedback.
All right. This is like, I think all three of you guys had this on your on your guys' list. So maybe you guys should just all talk about it now, and and that way we can skip over it when we get to Kalby and John.
Well, I bought these. I'm a big fan of the 4, like the military 4s that just came out. I think are on somebody's list, and it's definitely one of my favorite shoes. That the military 4 is my favorite Jordan, but I have pairs of it, so I didn't get the new ones. This particular one, I wear a lot of their like the suede or nubuck version that came out before, and I bought these to take photos of them for someone, and when I got them, I was like, well, I'm just keeping these. And I started wearing them right away because they were so good. The material is just really nice on them. It was impressive. And I originally didn't like the idea of changing it to leather, but once I got them and saw them, it was like, okay, I get it. This is much better than I expected.
I know you got these, Kalby. I think I listened to an episode of Sneaker Podcast and you were talking about these. How do they how are they in person?
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, I'm the opposite. So I'm not a big fan of when Nike uses the black nubuck or true buck or whatever they want to call it. I find it gets like dusty, ashy real easy. Yeah. And if you get too mean of a crease on it, it kind of smooths out at that one part. So I've never owned them beforehand, and I saw them coming out in leather, and I was like, it's so wearable. It's such a wearable shoe, and they fixed the toe. Like the toe is so sleek on it. So I grabbed them. I've worn them a lot. They'll probably end up being my most worn shoe of the year, to be completely honest. Yeah, they're really nice, man. Rain, sleet, snow, you know what I mean? They can handle it with that leather. You could just wipe them down. You're good to go. And like Black Cement 4, you can wear that with anything. So really good shoe.
Yeah, sorry, John, you didn't have this on your list. You had something else, but didn't want to call you out for a shoe that you didn't have on your list.
Did they change that silhouette? Is that like the SB4 silhouette closer to it, or
yeah, closer to?
Yeah,
they technically didn't change it, but that it's definitely closer. Yeah,
it's interesting because it looks a little different than the original. But I don't know if they modernized the comfort of that shoe. I mean, everyone loves 4s. I mean, they're just so iconic. But like,
yeah,
I don't know. When you're wearing them in shorts, that tag at the back, that heel tab, is like a razor blade sometimes. So
yeah,
I'm glad that they changed that.
It's horrible, and it's like Scotty Drippin said in the comments: "This 4 has crushed the pinky toe." If you don't like, I'm like right at the edge. Like, there's been some pairs that I've got where I've actually pulled the insole out, just so I had a little bit more room so it doesn't crush my pinky toe. But yeah, that plastic heel, like if it's like some of them, like the Oreos and like the Columbias have like a leather heel tab, but like that plastic heel is like my arch nemesis, man. Like
I can't wear shorts with
it's
them.
like brutal. Yeah.
Well, Nick stole this one from me, so I had to take it off and replace it. But I mean, I freaking love this model. For me, it looks like a combo, but it's not. It's like really unique. So, anyways, I'll shut up. Nick, tell us about how much you like this shoe.
Yeah, I mean, this whole model is just amazing. I think it's got like a drop-in insole with air cushioning. So like normally the air bubble is a part of the midsole, which it is visually on this, but the actual functional cushioning is a part of the insole on this shoe. And I think that is, I haven't got a pair of these yet, but like I love the style of it. I'm a big fan of like the mini swoosh and like the kind of almost 3-dimensional swoosh on the side of this one. And to be honest, like Ishad Ware is probably one of my favorite skateboarders out right now. He just is continually, he's just like consistently dope to me. And this shoe's, there's so many good colorways of this, and I expect there's just going to be more and more. I think also, like, if you look at this picture, you can kind of see that midsole normally has, like, if you think of like a Dunk, right, it's very low, and this goes up a little bit higher intentionally for skating. So I think it's just a really cool shoe.
Yeah, I kind of I kept trying to figure out like what it reminds me of, and it's like, for me, it's almost like they made like a penny low tennis shoe, because that's kind of like what you need on a tennis shoe for like to be like, because you're dragging your foot on the court a lot in different angles. But like I was like, this is kind of like what I would expect if they were to say, hey, we're going to come out with a penny tennis shoe. because of that. I think it's mostly because of that swoosh, but it's just also that just kind of the sleekness in the design. I just I have a couple pairs of them. I really love it, and I'm looking to get more of those colorways as they go on sale.
Yep.
But it's super. It's like it's like for me, I'm like, I love it when like nobody cares about a shoe that I love, because I'm like, great, I can just sit here and accumulate pairs as they continue to go sub $100.
Yep, exactly. That's my favorite kind of sneaker. So this is by far my favorite sneaker of the year. I have like a couple of the colorways. I think the this one here is like the all-star version. I grabbed like the first one. I tried to get a couple of the others that are like more of the, like Georgia peach color and that kind of thing. There's some lows coming out too, but we talked about, I think before we were on, but I went to Tokyo for the first time this year and spent 10 days, getting my 20,000 steps in every day. And I wore a pair of the Adidas AE1s almost the entire trip. And I think to be able to do that in a basketball shoe says a lot about like how they designed it. It's not the worst thing about basketball shoes prior to this shoe coming out over the past, 5 years or maybe even 10 years is like kind of what Leon was saying about the Jordan 4. Like they just beat you up. If you don't wear like extra padded socks or, super tall socks, like they're just going to tear up your heels, your ankle, whatever. And this shoe, like it's designed so it won't do that. And the material's super dope. It's not like crazy soft or anything around the heel, but it's just not intrusive into like your normal flex patterns of the way you're wearing it. And I think like the style itself is just, it stands out, like if you see somebody wearing these shoes, you know exactly what it is. If you know what this shoe is, you know exactly what it is. It's one of those shoes that, when I was working at Finish Line back in the day, I used to try to explain to the higher ups that like the people that buy like a crazy bold Air Max shoe, you're buying it because you want somebody to notice it from across the street. You want somebody to notice it from down the subway car, and I think the AE1 just rolled into the fact that Anthony Edwards is, arguably like one of the best young players in the game right now. The fact that they gave him such a bold design for his first shoe that like people, I could see this being a shoe that like the next generation actually grasps and moves forward with and gets excited about where it goes. And I think that's been missing from basketball shoes for a while. We've kind of we've been in a lull for basketball shoes. Like there's some good stuff here and there, but not enough stuff to get like the next generation excited. And I think this has a potential to do that.
Yeah, dude, it's such
you're exactly right.
So cool. But Kalby, I think this is the shoe where I think everybody has some version of this on their list. So you and John should talk about it now.
I mean, same thing. It's a great shoe, and the noise that it made when it released, I haven't seen a signature shoe, the first signature shoe, come out and make that kind of noise in forever. Like forever. Luka's got shoes, Tatum's got shoes, all these people got shoes, nobody cares. This one came out and took the world by storm. So it's a wicked shoe.
Yeah, and I think it's a reflection also of the player. He had a great year. Doesn't hurt. I mean, it looks like a great shoe. I haven't purchased one, but it's on, like you said, it was on my list, and it definitely got a lot of people's attention. My son hoops, and he asked me for a pair. He's not due for a pair, but I said, next time around, when you need a pair, which at the pace he's growing is going to be soon, I'll be jealous. I'll have to get a pair too, but I don't hoop like him. But Nick put it better than I could. But I wanted to add the player component. He was most exciting player to watch this year, hands down. And All-Star game and all that stuff. Adidas did a pretty good job, and I think it's hard in the basketball market these days. Maybe it's been a little while since Adidas had made some noise that people were paying attention to. So maybe they're a little rusty, but I'm sure next season we'll see a lot more. And some dope colorways for sure. So I'm in the market for a pair for sure.
Well, I think the next slides are Kalby's. So are you ready, Kalby, to get into it? Nick, you got any final words on your list? Anything you're looking forward to coming up that's on the horizon?
No, nothing specifically. You know, I think like my favorite part about trying to do these lists all throughout my career is just watching to see what changes throughout the year. You know, like there's so many things that we probably don't even know that are coming. Like I think the Adidas the Donovan shoe should be out this week or whatever. I don't know if it's made it publicly yet, but like that shoe is one that I'd be watching, you know, just to see if it makes its way onto people's lists at the end of the year, because it gets released in the middle of the year. But yeah.
Cool. You ready, Kalb?
Let's go. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, the Kobe 4 Pro Tro Girl Dad. When I made this list, there's some of my personal bias, obviously, and then there's also I tried to pick pairs that were creative in the design, and what they did, because stuff gets boring when you see the same thing over and over and over again. So these the hits with the green and the black and the orange on the insole was our hits towards what he was wearing when he was with Gigi at the game. One day, the big famous pictures, he's laughing and smiling. He's wearing a Eagles beanie and an orange WNBA shirt. And so yeah, these shoes they made to emulate that. They got Girl Dad, it's stitched on the inside. I got no kids or whatever, but I like the creativity behind them, and they look like a quality pair.
Yeah, that green is dope. I kind of read some people were kind of bagging on them. I guess they didn't like the whole storytelling of the color of the beanie, but I was like, I guess you guys just don't like green because this is like a really pretty green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they look nice.
He's a Philly guy.
Yeah, football fan.
Word, yeah. These are on the list because it's a new silhouette. They borrow a lot from different pairs of Nikes or whatever and kind of flip it. But being that it's a new silhouette, I gotta show it some love because there's not enough new silhouettes coming out that sell off the shelves like that. And the colorway is real clean with the different browns and creams. I'm a big fan of that. The little hit of red. So yeah, that's why this one's here. Just glad Travis did something that wasn't Jordan 1, even though he kills all those. This one. they flipped the material. So
hey,
I have to show them love.
We're getting a little bit of static. I don't know if there's maybe your cord's loose, but it's like every time you talk, it's crackling now.
Oh, great! Is it crackling right now?
Yeah,
a little bit.
I'm not sure what to do.
I mean, you could take your headphones off and just, if you can hear it, because you sounded great before when your headphones were off. Does that work?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out how.
You sound good now.
Yeah, now you're perfect.
Oh, great.
Stay really still.
Okay. I'm leaving this window off. No.
No, it's
totally gone now. Now you're a full robot.
You're better off just just going through your computer or whatever it is, because we can hear you fine. Can you hear us fine?
Say something, Cal.
Okay, there we go. I can hear you guys.
Perfect.
Can you hear?
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, these ones, they flip the materials, so happy about that.
All right.
Ooh.
So tell us
My
about
man, Ronnie.
like what's this on the scale? Like you got to give us a scale of like. Obviously, you didn't really love them because you had them number 7, but like on a being the fan of Ronnie and basically making books about Kith, like what how do you rate these on the Kith scale?
Or even the GL3 scale.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they're going to be my favorite ASICs of the year, and I don't even know what else is coming out this year. The reason they're at 7 is because I just saw some things that either made more noise or had more details. And Ronnie's done a lot of Gel Light 3s. Not complaining. I want to buy them all. I love them all. Like, don't think I'm shitting on these or anything like that. It's just that this is another Ronnie Gel Light 3, so I can't put it like number one on my list. But I love them. They're probably going to be one of my favorite all around like retro running shoes for the year. The stitching on them is sick. The use of materials is really nice. I really like them. I actually was gonna swap them spots with a pair with a pair that's on this list, and I swapped them, and I was like, yeah, I like the way that looks better. And then I realized that I had already sent my list in. So we'll just leave it here. I mean, they're gonna be in my top 10 for the year. And we're only in June now, so
forgive me for asking, Kalby. Like, but I'm always interested just because I just don't have the time to like see how things sell. Like, did these fly or like immediate sellout? Like, give us a gauge on like how quickly these things were available, or if these things were available for how long.
Yeah, they went fast. I don't know exactly how fast because I was busy at the time, so I didn't get to watch. But as far as I know, they're gone like immediately. The early access was gone in a blink of an eye. So
yeah,
that's usually a
John, did you get a pair? I think
these were early access only, as far as maybe like could get it like a size 6 or something before. I'm not at the tier yet. I need to spend $300 a Kith, and I'm finally at that tier where I might get early access. It's cool. They actually keep track of everything you've spent ever. Like, I don't spend a lot of money, even though there's one in Toronto now. I don't spend a lot of money at Kith. I spend more money at Sadel's eating. But they keep track of everything. So back in the day when I was buying stuff, I was buying gear, it's all credited. So hopefully in a couple months, next time I make a couple purchases there, I'll get access. But no, I think these were early access, scooped up by all the loyal.
Nick, are you a Kith? I can't remember. Are you a big Kith person, Nick?
Yeah, I have a handful of Kith stuff. Like I think these are super dope. I think the last ASICS Kiths that I bought were like the super yellows, which are, just kind of classic color palette from Ronnie at this point.
100th ASICS that he did as well on that super yellow.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I mean, it's hard to not be a fan because he just does a really good job at putting the color palettes together. Like, obviously, like when you look at this one, even it looks different than most of the Kith ASICs because he switched it up with the material and went a little bit further out than from what he normally does, right? And I think that's like what makes him great at what he does, is like he's just always willing to like mess around with it and change it up a little bit differently. And I also think that it's like one of those things where if it's not broken, don't fix it. Like he's got a huge customer base. To John's point, that loyalty thing is genius. Like I hadn't bought anything since those super yellows, and like logged into the app and I was like, oh, I bought this much stuff from Kith. Like, I mean, I was a little ashamed that I spent that much money, but like also I was happy too. So.
Kalby, how many shoes a year do you think Ronnie designs? I mean, does this guy basically created the best job for himself ever, where he just basically gets to sit around and design shit? How much of his time you think is spent designing stuff versus actually running his business?
I personally, I think he's moved a lot of his attention towards menswear. They put out a lot of menswear collections, and not like I do the t-shirts and hoodies. That's who I am, and the sneakers, obviously. When it comes to Kith, I don't really mess with the menswear. It's all beautiful stuff. It's out of my price range, and I don't dress like that. But I think a lot of his attention goes to there, and then it goes to the shoes. I think running the business, I think he definitely does that, obviously. But I think he also has a lot of help doing that, and I know he's got help on the design team and stuff like that as well. But I would say menswear gets a lot of his attention right now. But these are, like, as much as they don't look like any of his other shoes he's put out, these are like a classic Ronnie shoe with that diamond stitching and the use of different materials and the color blocking on it. This is what I came for, kind of thing.
Yeah. Along those lines, these represent the expanding empire too, right? Soul Store opening up, got one in Toronto last year. Like, I don't know if he like Kalby said. I don't know if he has time to design shoes. There's a few, maybe every year, and Kith puts their name on shoes sometimes that I don't think necessarily they're doing the design work from the bottom up. It's sort of like, you know, co-branded, whatever you want to call it. This obviously, I think they did, but yeah, I think the representing like seeing I've only seen them in pictures, but like apparently like the Sedels in like Paris is like crazy and like like there's and going to Toronto, like my family we went for Father's Day, and shout out Josh for getting me a reservation. We walked around the store a little bit, checked it out. My daughter liked the Bear Bricks. My son, was like, yeah, no, would you buy this fitted hat? We had the conversations about low profiles, but it wasn't about that. It was about the experience, right? So
Yeah.
we spent our money in the restaurant, and I don't need a $300 t-shirt shirt either. Although I do have some expensive t-shirts from there. They don't have cheap t-shirts, but it's part of the bigger thing there. It's like like they
I
say,
went to
Kith
the one
and
in
Kin
Paris,
family.
and it felt like it was more of just like a restaurant with like clothes on the side. It was really cool. It was beautiful, but like again, to Calby's point, I was like, all this stuff is really expensive and not really my style. So it's kind of like, but yeah, and they didn't really have. I didn't know Kalby then, but I had DM'd with him, and I think I was like trying to find out like his size, but then I got in there and I was like talking to Chris Chu on like Instagram, and I was like, I want to get Kalby a shirt because I'm a fan of his on the podcast I listen to, and I was like, but they had nothing that even kind of like looked cool. It was a little bit disappointing. I was like expecting there to be like this whole rack of like awesome Kith Paris shirts, and like none of them were like branded Kith. It was all like these really weird logos that had this other stuff. They didn't have like the thing that they could probably sell a million of if they just had like a really simple plain Kith Paris shirt, and they didn't have anything like that. It was really it was an interesting choice that they didn't have it. Anyways,
they go that they're always the first to go. Like if I go, that's what I'm looking for. If anyone's like I'm going to Hawaii, I'm like, yo, look for a Kith Hawaii shirt. Last Hawaii trip there was a XXL left. That was it. When I was just in LA, I went to Beverly Hills. They only had the hoodie left. I came with a carry-on, so I couldn't fit a hoodie in my carry-on to take it home. They're the first to go whenever they put out a flagship shirt. It's
makes sense. All right, tell us about these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and why you love them.
Yo, these are so well done. They're so well done, man. The leather on them kind of emulating a turtle with the kind of pattern on it or crease marks or whatever you want to call that. That's on the leather, and the red stripes and the red headband, I guess you call it, around the eyes, face mask, is because the original Ninja Turtles comic book, they all wore red. These are not just for Raphael; it's for all of them because in the original they all wore red. The toe being like a shell, like a turtle shell, and then having it say shell toes on the side. When we were coming up, that's what we called this shoe. We didn't call them the Superstar; we called them shell toes. And so that's another great hit. When you like lift up the insole, there's like a sewer underneath it on the footbed or whatever. So they just got so many hits on it that are just so well done that it's a great execution.
So
I got a lot of love for them.
Did you get the shoe?
No, I didn't. They flew. They flew as well.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely, let's say, 11 on my list. This is like one of the I typically just kind of try to overlook retros as much as possible just because it's like, it's like we talked about the Jordans, right? Like there's only so much you can do, but like this is like the perfect way to actually do a retro shoe because it's embracing all the different things that, like I bet you there's so many like Ninja Turtle fans that didn't realize that in the original comic book there was no colors, right? Like those types of stories are really powerful, I think. But yeah, like they there's every detail of this is just so awesome, man.
Yeah, they crushed them.
Yep.
Dear Greenwood, Navajo Arts. So I had never heard of this girl. She's Native American, I think from Arizona, I believe it was. She does skateboards that she like burns some logos in it and paints them and stuff like that. It's called wood burn. I got put all onto this by a friend of mine. He he's a native guy here, and he showed me them. And he was stoked. He's like, "Yo, I got them," and I was like, I never even seen anything about these coming out. I'm not a big SB guy. Granted, I'm not even a really big Nike guy, but I didn't hear about them coming out at all. And when I saw them, the details are they're amazing. Got the Big Dipper there on the side. They got some more. I think the North Star in the toe perforations is cut into it. The bands on the back, I'm trying to remember what they emulate. Something, I forget. The sun rays going up the toe to cover the laces. You could put that under the laces as well, and it looks super good. For anyone, if you saw with that over the laces and didn't like that look, you could put it underneath the laces and it looks primo because it pops right through. You got the native art on the back heel there. There's something on the inside flaps of the heel wrap thing that comes up the collar. I believe the teal blue is in a material they use for moccasins. They're crazy. Oh, it was wood burning. That's what the back ridges are on the back. How come you could see the ridges really good is because it's from her wood burning stuff that she does. These are crazy. The details are crazy. I can't even really fully remember them all because there's just so much. It blew my mind. I was really happy for her being a female and a first-time collaborator, doing something that I think she just absolutely crushed.
Yeah, it's a great choice, man. It's really cool storytelling. I mean, it's like, Nick talks about it all the time on his podcast, but it's like, you wish there was more. I didn't see the shoe until you put it on your list, and I found a picture of it online, but I was like, I don't know that I would wear this shoe, but like, it's super cool. And, it's like, it's worth the entertainment just in like reading about the shoe and, hearing the story.
Colors are badass. That Sedona red with that turquoise kind of screams that like Arizona, Navajo Nation kind of area that they inhibit in the States. It's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a really, really dope video that they did with Nike SB, like talking about her and going through like the process, like hand making boards and hand burning them and all that stuff too. It's really, really cool. Worth checking out.
Definitely. That's what I clicked right after he showed me, and I was blown away. I haven't seen these in person. I don't even know if I'd wear them. I'm not a SB dunk guy. The wild colors are dope. I do like wild colors, so that could get me to wear them, but they're really well done to me. That video. Go watch the video, man. Google her name and watch the video.
Yeah, definitely on the list.
These number 4, Mamacita, with the GG and the 2 on the heel, which is killer. The pattern with the butterflies, I think, is really cool. My gripe with the Kobe 8 Protros that they've been putting out is that you could put any pattern you want on that upper and make them just look amazing, and I don't think they've been doing enough. This is one of the pairs that I think did enough. Whether you like the butterflies or not, that's up to you, but it's a black and white colorway that fits the Mamacita kind of theme, and from afar it just looks like a black and white pattern. Then you get up to it closer and see the butterflies. I think it's really nice. The upper is the reason that it's there, because I'm glad that they did something different on that upper.
Beautiful.
My boy Ronnie, man. Number 3 with his 8th Street collab with Clarks and Adidas on the AS350 in the Elevation colorway. Elevation is the loyalty tier that you had to be a part of to buy these. They put the Clarks crepe outsole on that AS350. I've never heard of that shoe, but it looks so good with that outsole, and it's just a super clean shoe. And again, like, it's just something different. They didn't just slap a colorway onto a retro sneaker. The fact that it's got that outsole on it. This is the first time Ronnie's done that outsole on other Adidas. This is the first time he used it on this model, and yeah, it's creative and clean as hell. That's a beautiful looking shoe. These are just coming out, and I haven't seen them in person, but Again, just the creativeness of it. The chenille Nike Air patch on the back heel clip thing is the reason that these are so high. That looks super awesome. It's got the plastic clip on the back with the Nike Air like pushing through it in that like chenille, whatever you call that, tuft carpet type material. And then she just used a bunch of different materials on the upper that you don't usually see on a Jordan 3. Jordan 3 is a crazy shoe, and it's cool that they did something so out there with the shoe.
Yeah, that's my bad, Kalby. I spaced. I should have got a back hit of that. Of that for this slide.
I mean, it's all good. If you've seen the shoe, you remember that. And if you haven't seen the shoe, if you Google it, it'll come up. Nina Chanel Abney Bicoastal. Really cool. It's got a little orange hit on the back of it, like just almost like a Virgil tag. That popped crazy as well, and it's cool. I'm glad someone did something outside of the box with
there's a lot of crazy details on this, the back being obviously the one, but yeah, they did their thing.
And there you go, we talked about this shoe. That's the one that first like popped and blew up in, like, I guess to my circle, or in my opinion, the all-star Adidas AE1. It's crazy. I don't own a pair of these, but like we said, just everything else is awesome about them. So that's why it's there.
Cool. Like really like diverse picks. It's really interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing John talk about hit. Wait, I think one second. I'm gonna
first. Yeah.
I gotta go. Here we go.
I'll be quick. We went through a bunch of them. These guys have good taste, obviously.
Can you see? Am I on the? Am I?
Yeah.
You see it now?
Keep going back. Yeah. My
that's
pick.
I didn't know the order that you would, so you're gonna have to tell us.
I don't have an order. Yeah. The order's too hard. I actually cheated. This one was from 2023, but I got it delivered in 2024. So I'm gonna cheat. I couldn't come up with 10, honestly. I watch the sneaker market, but I try to pick stuff I have, and I didn't buy 10 sneakers so far this year. But this one meant a lot to me, just because it's the Clark's collab. Well, not a lot to me, but I really liked it. They did the three-way collab with Kith Clark's and Adidas, obviously, and I have some friends who work at the store, and I like to support them, and they're great guys. So I also busted these out at Father's Day just the other day, so I had to show them off and wear them to Kith on Sunday. Busted the undead stocked them. So that's my only cheater pick, but and something, at least it's different from the other repeats that we're going to see next, probably, because I picked some that you guys picked. Oh, this one, I'm an old school type of guy. I actually never had these. Kind of looking for a pair. Could probably live without them, but they retroed these again. You'll see a couple retros in my list, so I'm a little boring. But some people say it's the greatest Air Force One of all time. I wouldn't, but it's a pretty good one. Obviously, the Kith connection when they did a Kith exclusive. I guess that was the last retro, if I'm not mistaken. Kalby, you probably know. You guys probably all know. Either way, would love to get my hands on these. Just dropped the other day, if I'm not mistaken, about a week ago. So great pair, clean.
Those would have been on my list if I didn't have my theme. They were on and off my list, and I was like, no, everything else is so creative. I have to leave these off. But if that theme wasn't going on with the list, these would be on there for sure.
Yeah, my theme is going to be boring dad shoes, maybe borderline dad shoes that I could wear in 10 years from now.
I mean, I'm not an Air Force One fan, but that one's close to being on my list because that colorway is so beautiful.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Although and you just showed the threes, I did show the Nina Chanel Abneys because they're something definitely out of the box, and I like Kalby said, I appreciate that. And Jordan Brand will release a funky pair, a collab, and then hopefully we'll see some more threes. I never mind threes. I never thought they should have vaulted them. You know, some classic colorways. We've seen a bunch, but I'm okay to see some more. Yeah, this is a beautiful pair. Probably not something I'd rock, but I have lots of people in my family who would die for these, so would love to get their hands on a pair. So yeah, you guys already said it. Yeah, speaking of retros, boring old dad shoes, one of my favorite all-time lows, the shadows. I love the shadow highs. I love the shadow lows. I got a pair from the last release, still in the closet collecting pixie dust. So I didn't pick up these, but I got a pair on the shelf and I got a pair in the closet. Maybe my favorite Jordan 1 low of all time. So yeah, had to mention these ones, even though it's a boring retro again.
Those will be one of my most worn shoes. They'll be first or second. They'll compete with the Black Cement 4s because reimagined. Because
yeah, I wonder if these are reimagined. I don't know about the quality because my old ones are good. They hold up really well.
I don't think these were as good as the last high retro. But they seem good to me. They're not creasing very bad, but I've worn them probably 3 times already.
Reimagined, good.
Yeah,
Really
those
reimagined. Nice. All right. What else we got? Oh yeah. So Kalby had a lot of great Kobe's. This was my favorite. The 6 Italian camo. I actually really tried hard to get these, and I might have to pick them up. I can't hoop in lows. Busted my ankle once wearing lows to hoop, but I would wear these casually, easily. My son, almost my size, so he is getting into danger territory of stealing my shoes. If I got these, he's dying for a pair of Grinches. I'm sure he'd be happy to wear these. One of my favorite Pro Tros since they started the program. The Italian camos, yeah. Just seeing these, I got up on my computer here, just on StockX. Just gives me a little bit of an itch. I don't get the itch too much, but this one's beautiful. Yeah, so I don't love this colorway, although I would definitely buy this colorway. I just wanted to mention as a representation of the Sabrina basketball sneakers, because this is the 2. I don't know the colorway, but since the 1 debuted, you know, I think the Sabrina Ionescu signature sneakers have just really, really done really well, and I love them. And I think seeing guys on the court wearing them, obviously seeing women wearing them, the interchange of the WNBA players, college, whoever wearing men's shoes. You know, there's always been a lot of discussion about, you know, men's shoes not going to women's sizes, and now you hear men complaining because they do these women's releases. Oh yeah, I can't get my size. You know, personally, I would be a size 13. Women's complaining. I don't complain, but what I'd like to see is that you see this Sabrina on court, both genders, and you see men and women, and you see it the men's shoes as well. So I think this is a great shoe. The ID options for the number 1 are amazing. There's some really cool Oregon ones that you can do. I don't try not to do IDs, and again, I can't hoop in lows, but I wanted to shout these ones out because the Sabrina sneaker line is amazing to me.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the best the best basketball shoe that Nike's making right now.
Yeah, that's what people say. Even people who hoop in them, right? They're like, you know, they got that. I don't know about the specs but you know, they got that Kobe vibe. You see a lot of NBAers playing in Kobe's. They're hard to get. You know, Try out a Sabrina. I bet you like them. I should do what I say. My son and I both can't wear lows. We're both a little too let's say husky. But this shoe we could wear, and definitely, I bet you both of us will be by the time next season roll around, because I do still hoop once a week. You guys said it all. I talked about it too, so won't go over that again. We talked about this one. Had to throw in a A6 in there. You know, one thing I want to say is the popularity of Gel Light 3s and Gel Light 5s really, you know, it's only for people who were around maybe or care or whatever. But these aren't the shoes that people are buying in terms of ASICs. They're buying those 1000, 2000 series. They've become really, really popular. I have a couple pairs of those, but you know, there's something to be said about the popularity of Asics and not GL3s and GL5s, but this is the kind of shoe that got me into Asics, and Kith's largely responsible for that. So, big things over and Kith. Yeah, this one, I don't buy a lot of Jordan Retros these days. My 2006s, I'll show you guys because it's kind of funny to look at. I sold my 2005s, my 2012s a long time ago. So you can see these ones are just talking or whatever you want to say. The midsoles are fine. The back tabs are fine, but these wings or whatever you call them have snapped off. So these are going to get worn in the, once every 3-4 months just to keep them alive. But I have 2 pairs. Don't tell my son yet. He's getting one of them. But I don't double up on anything anymore. But I doubled up on those. We'll call them militaries, but we all know they're industrial blue. I don't mind the color change. They're close enough. Like here on the back, kind of care about, kind of don't care about. Great pair. They did a good job.
Yep. Agreed. Well said.
Yeah. So I'll mention just a general about the big bubble, because I was not a big bubble guy when I saw either these or the reds or the navies. I now have all 3, and I think I even have the Chicago pair has a big bubble too. I was converted as soon as it's sort of like I'm an Air Max 1 heavy guy, and it's like kind of like, what am I going to do? I have no choice. If I had to choose, I would go smaller bubble, but I've been wearing these super heavy. They're like the number 1 Air Max in my rotation this summer. I'm going to wear them all the time. Forget stocking it away like I usually do for a pair. This pair needs to come out. They did a great job. I'm getting used to the big bubble. And this pair, always said I like the blue better than the red. So, there is a better tint to the color for me and a better size of the air bubble. But this Air Max 1 is up there, top 3 maybe, this colorway of shoes, all time for me. So I had to throw it up there.
Yep.
All right. Well, we are, I think we're kind of running a little bit late. Should we just jump? Should we screw my shoes and just jump right into making hats?
Sure, call. I mean, we'd love to hear your list too, I think.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you go through them?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll do it quickly. Like, basically, wait, I'm not trying to share this. Escape. I'm just trying to do a slideshow. Like, I'm kind of similar to John. Like, I kind of just like, these are shoes I either bought or want to buy that I would wear. I really like this. This pair I was kind of disappointed in when they came in the mail, because like I thought that leather was going to be better, and it kind of has that like slick plastic look. So I was a little bit bummed, but then I wore them, and like that, the sole on this thing is like, you feel so solid on it. It's like, apparently I watched a couple of videos on the 480. Apparently it was like a basketball shoe originally back in the early 80s. And you can feel it. So like, I would just say, like, if you like any of these colorways, like, because they made a bunch of them. They made I think Jeremy Fish made a really made one. I'm not really into brown, pink, and orange together, but I'm more of a gray blue guy. But like this shoe is like, it's one of my favorite shoes just to like walk around in. It's you feel really solid, and I'm a big fan of like that mesh toe. Because I don't know, the older I get, the more I'm just kind of gravitating back towards skateboarding shoes, because they're really comfortable and I can wear them to work.
These are amazing. Damn, I'm gonna look for these. Good picnic. I love those.
These were like, I don't know that I love them when I got them in hand, but I loved them when I saw them on the screen. It was kind of, I think, a 420 play. But I don't own a lot of Reeboks. I own like some, like the low Hurricane lows that they made like at Dime, because I thought those were cool shoes. So I've got a couple pairs of those, and then I've got a couple of pairs of of the pumps, the basketball pumps, but I don't have a lot of Reeboks. So I tried this one out. The green's not quite as vibrant in real life, which is kind of weird. I guess they used some Photoshop on this, but like, it's still cool. It's like a really comfortable shoe to wear, and I kind of like that they didn't say Reebok on this side, and it kind of said Pleasures. But it also kind of confuses people when they read it and they don't know what Pleasures is, and they think it's kind of porno play, but really kind of, this was one of those, as soon as I saw it online, I was like, oh, I bought it, kind of impulse buy, and then not so loving it when I got it, but it's still a pretty cool shoe. I really like the 1906, and this X-ray I think is really cool, just like the design, and it kind of reminds me of an old school Cylon from the original Battlestar Galactica for some reason. I have another one of these lower down on the list that's got a completely different colorway because it's the Action Bronson one. But yeah, I really like this. I was kind of a little bit struggling to kind of fit 10 in here because I haven't been buying as many shoes, but that was, this was just like a cool colorway, and I could see myself wearing it. I've been really into this, like, kind of, I guess I kind of thought, I got really confused, and I actually made a hat, and I chose this Tiffany blue because I thought that the Tiffany blue was more of this color. But I used to hate seafoam and all these colors, but for some reason, like, maybe it's because I turned 50, all of a sudden I love seafoam, because that's the only thing that I can understand why all of a sudden I went from really not liking it to all of a sudden being like, dude, if it's got seafoam on it, I want it. And so, like, I've been like just like actively finding anything seafoam, hats, hoodies, all these things, and people always go like, why are you wearing that color? And I guess you just get to that point at a certain age where you're like, I actually don't care what people want anymore, care what people think anymore. And it's like, I'm just so happy in this color. I guess I look like an asshole, but because people keep coming up to me and like saying like, why are you wearing that color, kind of a thing. But I guess, it happened. I saw it happen to my mom, where my mom just, like, for whatever reason, she just had to wear like the most ugliest pinkish purple stuff that looked like she was an Easter egg. And I guess my Easter egg color is more of this seafoam. So, you be prepared for more Easter egg colors here coming up, guys. Nice. Here we go. Like, I love orange, man. And like, I can't wait to get my hands on a pair of these, because I've loved orange since I was a kid. Like, you give me an orange t-shirt, as long as it's not kind of pale orange, but like, I will wear anything orange. I used to have this pair of like orange Puma Clydes that I just wore into the ground, but haven't had a lot of those. So, but I love the 2002 R. Funny story is, like, I was saying earlier before we got on, like, about like how, like, you wear, like, the whole thing about kind of really being into sneakers, or like caring about shoes, which I have since like third grade. It was like, it was my thing. I could, like, my parents and I had this like agreement. I mean, and I was like, you're not going to force me to wear a pair of shoes that I don't want. I'll throw a temper tantrum. So basically, I was a spoiled brat, but I still had a budget. Like, I think it was 20 something bucks, and I could never get Stan Smiths because they were always $30 until I ended up doing some work, and then I got my first pair of Stan Smiths, and I was as happy as you've ever seen a kid as soon as I got the Stan Smiths. And God, did I learn how to use white shoe polish, really well when I was 10 years old, because that pair probably, I think I used to have my old Stan Smiths for like 2 years, and like just constantly be painting them white, which I never really understood as a kid. I was like, I would always say, Mom, this is supposed to be polished. This just seems like I'm painting. I didn't realize that shoe polish is basically just paint. Anyways, I love that. I don't know that I was kind of like, do I put this on here? Because, I'm one of those people that's like, I can't, I can't see another Panda dunk and just in good faith and have it kind of make me be like, oh God, I wish they never made that shoe. No offense to anybody that wears Pandas and loves them. I just, like, for me, like, you're just getting in my head right now and going like, dude, like, I just don't like seeing Pandas all around, just because I think I'm just sick of seeing dunks. But I've always loved Adidas skate shoes. I went the Adidas Super Skate instead of going for the dunks. I probably would have made a lot more money if I was really into reselling my shoes, because I have like 40 pairs of Adidas Super Skates, and they're the most comfortable shoe, and I love walking around them. There's so many pairs that I just like wore into the ground and had to throw away, but this is the closest thing, I think, to it, or at least looks like it. And I wish they had it. I'm hoping they come out with some other colorways, but I really like the silhouette. let's see here. This one again, like, oh man, I love this colorway. I don't think I'm gonna like any of the other colorways, but you know, this is really, really cool. I've been waiting for the shoe to come out. I'm hoping that people don't like it because I'd like to get a couple of pairs. I don't know if I would wear them all the time, but I would definitely pick my spots. And you know, potentially would want to hook a hat to maybe this shoes, but we don't really have a lot of browns available to us anymore, which we're all going to find out about pretty soon here. This is that auction Bronson, Joe. Like this guy's really good at putting colorways together, especially with these materials. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, this one's wild. I like it. It was almost on my list. Yeah.
Same here.
And then I had these. God, I had these in whatever that was, 85, 86. But yeah, I'm so glad they came back out with these. I had a pair of John Varvatos made a bunch of like weapons, and I kind of like scooped up a bunch of them kind of for cheap, like you know, like 10 years ago. And there was kind of there was one that mimicked this colorway but wasn't exact. And it's a lot more of like a flatter sneaker. It's a lot more like a Converse, like Chuck kind of structure to it, but it's like it's still put together pretty cool. But like when I got these, I wore them to work one day, and I was so happy. I just felt like I was, you know, 13 years old again, 14 years old again. It was such a time machine to get back in these shoes and walk around. Not that I walked around in New York City with them because I didn't grow up here, but it was they're tanks, but they feel like you've got pillows on your feet. They're pretty nice.
Nice.
And then here it is. Like
wow.
I just love this silhouette. I mean, I talked about it when Nick was at. I mean, I like it so much. I put a few extra pictures, and there was going to be my original picture. But like, I don't know. Like, this is an Easter shoe, and I normally would make fun of the shoe all day long. But I was like, I could wear just like dark blue pants and a dark blue shirt, and then just have these be like the focus of my whole personality for the day, and I'd be super happy. Like I don't even like what's his name? What's the guy's name that makes kind of recycled clothes that has all those Nikes? I should know his name. He owns like Round 2.
Sean Wotherspoon.
Yeah. Like this is a total. Like I would have thought that this was his shoe and I don't really like his other shoes. Like I don't think they're bad, but like I'm like I've never gravitated towards them. But maybe I need to go really look at them now that I'm 50 years old, because maybe I'll love Sean Wotherspoon stuff now. But like I can't wait. Like I think this is going to be a hard colorway to get. This is coming out like I think next week. So it kind of I cheated a little bit, John, like you, but this one's technically going to come out before the end of June. So, anyways, yeah. So that's kind of it. That was kind of like my vibe. I'm getting really more back into these kind of low cut skate shoes that I can rip up and wear around, and they don't kill my back. So that's about it. I mean, I put some hats down, but I feel like I'm itching to make some hats. I don't feel like we should maybe we'll do a different episode on hats. Maybe in the there I am. Maybe we'll go over our top hats of the year and be a little bit more prepared for another show. But I think we should start designing hats. I can't wait to see what you guys are gonna make.
All right, let's do it. So who's going first?
Well, did you get my email, Leon? First of all, if you didn't get my email, I'm not ready.
Email. I see it here. It's just the thing that we did before.
Why don't we go around and see what everybody's wearing?
Good idea.
So to speak, talk about our hats, and then maybe everybody can talk about the hat that they want to make, and then maybe we'll push one of you guys further because we want to see one of your hats more than we want to see somebody else's hat.
Yeah, well, mine's a one that never got made, but I'll show off these. I'll show off this to BGO made with Leon.
That hat doesn't count anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, he played for them.
I know. I was just joking. Like he's not a J anymore.
He got
very sensitive to Jays fans these days. So it's been a tough year. Anyway, this is a BGO. Watch the episode. And this is the oh my god, too late.
CJ Abrams.
CJ Abrams, both amazing. Leon did an amazing job. So I can't do this. Nationals. Yeah, and I got
that R came out really, really nice with that metallic.
Yeah,
metallic green. Is it metallic green, or is it just the green looks metallic?
I think it's just green, right? Yeah. I don't think we did any metallics. We did the metallics for the outline,
like a dark green, pine green, whatever.
Yeah, it looks better than a metallic.
Yeah, sometimes like you don't need it, right?
It looks like smooth.
Yeah. So had to represent the. I know we're not showing hats, but the first one I had to show is this one, Leon. Leon on the lap. Okay, so I won't show off any more hats. Leon's been killing it. Doesn't get enough credit.
Thank you.
Agreed.
All right. Let's see what Cowboys wearing.
I just got the Supreme trucker. I picked it up in LA when I was there in May. I don't own any truckers. They weren't on my list to buy. I just went to go check out the new Supreme out there, and they had it. And I said, okay, well, it says on the side, the patch says summer 2024. I was there. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, I was there. So I can get my size, and so there we go. I like truckers, man. Like it's comfortable when it's warm out, and then you get a little breeze. It feels nice, man. I like that. I don't know if I'll buy more, but I really do actually like that.
I thought you were wearing the New York one because they have that same hat with the New York on the side, the Yankee logo. So that's what I thought you were wearing.
Yeah,
cool. Cool.
All right, I'm wearing the San Francisco that I designed with Leon.
Yeah.
My other choice that I was gonna wear, but then I was like, no, I gotta wear the one I got to design because Leon also killed it with this one.
Oof.
The Buster Posey inspired Florida State flip on the Giants. I mean, yeah. As John said, Leon deserves more credit for what he's doing out here.
Thank you.
So I'm a lover of snapbacks as much as I'm a lover of fitteds, and this is pretty much one of my favorite hats. It's a corduroy. Corduroys. I'm from San Francisco, and corduroy hats have kind of always been kind of a Northern California, Southern California kind of thing. And this is from the company Mongoose. Which is a BMX bike that most kids growing up where I grew up, and maybe everywhere where everybody grew up, dreamed of having, but my parents kind of couldn't afford a Mongoose, so I kind of ended up with I forget what. At first it was a Schwinn that I tried to modify, and then realized I was spending more parts than I could just go buy a Diamondback, and that's what I ended up riding out the rest of my youth on was a Diamondback. But I've since acquired a Mongoose bike because they retroed them a couple of years ago, and now I can, since I don't have any kids, I can waste money on big toys, but it's not easy on the thighs, guys, when riding that BMX bike around Brooklyn. I can tell you that it's not practical. It's good for a quick trip down to Whole Foods, but not ideal.
Nice. All right, I'm just wearing a simple Hat God hat. Bunch of dome pieces put together. Is a Hat God 5 finalist. So he's got a nice little Scottsdale Scorpion with the pewter and the gold and off-white chrome, gray bottom. So that's what I'm wearing. But I don't know if that exercise Joe got us any closer to figuring out who the hell is going to go first. So,
well, let's go.
Joe,
let's go around the room. Kalby, do you know what you want to make?
I mean, sort of. Like I know the base of what I want it to be, but I don't know.
Kalby's got 4 hats releasing soon, and I just got notification that they finally got delivered to Colorado, so they should be heading to Kalby very, very soon.
Nice.
Nick, do you know what hat you're going to make? I think John already has his hat in the hopper.
No, not yet.
Go ahead, John.
No, I don't. I have an idea. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
So I kind of need to. I kind of need like a breakdown of these rule changes.
Oh, let's go. Let's start there, Leon.
All right, so we have to kind of stick closer to the team color for the fabric. I think the threads were good to do however we want to do them. And then if you want to venture out, we have we can, if it's something that they didn't wear, like the team specifically, then we can go out to Vegas Gold Stone, Light Bronze, which is like a old mustard color, Optic White Gray, Storm Gray, Graphite Black, Kelly Green, Olive, and Real Tree. So that's kind of what we have to stick to in terms of fabric, unless they wore it. So if they wore it either on field, theme night, current, old, retro, whatever, we can use those colors. So New Era is kind of limiting, I guess, the options to kind of streamline their process a little bit. So at least that's for us. Kind of what we're doing. I mean, we can always make it in concept too, and then kind of change it a little bit in post. So that is an option. So you kind of just
I think it's probably better if we just people make the hats they want and try to stay in the guidelines, because obviously we've seen what happens with the last ones where like we're not used to having to make changes. So
yeah,
I think it's
exactly.
It'll be fun for a night to think that we're going to get the exact hat we want, and then if you have to tell us that there's changes, then I don't think anybody's going to complain.
Yeah, because I think from our original show, Kalby was the only one who really had his hat kind of show up as as we originally mocked it up. Everyone else had major changes, and that's part of the game, like the licensing process. It just depends who you get and what day of the week it is sometimes. But we do our best to try to stick to the vision.
Yeah, I think mine actually got lost. Like it was lost at New Era, like that the one Jay's with the Expo side patch. I don't think it was it wasn't a rule issue. It was just lost. Sometimes shipments get lost.
Yeah, still has been having a lot of issues with their New Era's logistics and stuff. But what was your idea, John? To just redo the one we did?
Well, I wanted to do it different. I don't want to do the same thing we did. It was nice. I mean, I would love that had to be made, but on the same inspiration, because I do all these like father son, sneaker dad things. The other one, the one was a tribute. Instead of me and my son going to a ballpark or whatever, it was my father. Tribute to my father, who passed away a few years ago. But he went to opening day at Exhibition Stadium, and so I sent you the image of the program. Funny story, my brother saw the program in my house at a party one day, a family party. He's like, where did you get that from? I said, oh, well, from our house. I mean, it was dad's. I just grabbed it. And we kind of had a family kind of issue about whose it was and whether you're allowed to take things from the house without discussing. So we have a lot of people's grandparents collected coins and stamps, and I said, so do you want these coins too? And he's like, no, I don't want them. I was like, so I could sell them? He's like, no, well, you can't sell them. And I said, well, how about this? You take the program, he put it up on his wall, he framed it nice, and I said, I'll take the coins and the stamps. I'm never going to sell the coins and the stamps because they're fun to look at, just like old programs, right? So anyway, what I was thinking of doing was Jay's logo, that old school original logo, which I wanted to ask you if what colors it could be. I don't know if it's flat. Can it be flat though? Like, what are the rules for flat? Anything goes? Like, I'm liking these flat logos now. So that was I was trying to do it different, and I wanted to do the Montreal Expos side patch for the All-Star game, because as far as I know, Leon looked it up, it's only been maybe done once by Hat Club, and my parents are from Montreal, my dad's from Montreal, so I have that mixed blood. I told the story, I won't tell it again, but growing up watching the Habs games, and my dad would make me watch it on Channel 6 in French, and even to this day, like, my son is a total Leafs fan, but I have that mixed blood in me. My dad raised me to be a Leafs hater, and I have to admit, I kind of still am, even though I'm raising a Leafs fan. So the Montreal-Toronto connection, that's the idea. And I wanted to do it on a white crown, two-tone this time. So that's the idea. I won't be offended if we don't want to do it again, but I think it's different. It's something that hasn't been done.
Kalby, are you going to do a Jays hat as well? Because we should space it out.
I mean, these guys can go and we'll figure it out after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nick or John, you want to go? I'm gonna go last because I might fade out again. So I'm not super anxious. I'm more excited to watch you guys make shit.
Yeah. So John, first thing is the white. You'd have the optic white.
Well, I mean, that's you see the program. That's what they were wearing, right?
I don't want to argue the colors. I'm just saying.
No, but it is optic. I think
Yeah.
the hat originally, the Jays wore optic white hats. They still do, right? Yeah, I'm not scared of optic. Are you?
Yeah.
I don't like optic.
But all right.
Well, I mean, the hat we made on the second show was a sneaky two-tone navy blue, and you put the gray hair for me. I don't know, like, I mean,
is that the hat that got lost, John?
Yeah, like.
Oh, who ordered? Was that still ordered?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we don't have to do that again.
Well, we already have that hat. So
you want to try and make it again, Leon? And then we don't have to.
There's a whole show on that hat, so it might be fun for you to do something totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to do a different colorway, but if Leon doesn't like the optic idea, and I feel the pain of an optic white hat, unless there's another colorway you think would work, Leon, with that kind of, it was hooked to the program, right? There's a little bit of green there. That's not a Jace color, so we couldn't do that, right?
We have Kelly. There's Kelly. We can't
Kelly
do Kelly
on
anywhere.
You can?
Yeah, it's part of that. Look at that color palette I sent you guys. You can make any.
Yeah.
You can use any of those fabrics and create a two-tone or whatever, or you could use the team colors, which we should probably just not try to figure out. Like, did they wear this color like 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Because we're probably not going to get it approved.
I don't know if a Kelly or a two-tone with Kelly and blue works. I'm not sure it does. Does it? You know me, I'm colorblind. For a Jace hat, probably not, right? It would be a mono color.
Like this is what it's for. Let's fuck around and make shit up. Like let's see what it looks like, and then we can change it from there.
All right, you want to try that that original Jays logo, Leon? I'm going to bring up the color palette just quickly. See what if this doesn't take shape in the next 5 minutes. Not to put pressure on Leon. Leon can do it. I think we should just ditch me and move on.
Well, talk about it. What do you want to do? Like, I feel like you're really like.
Well, I want to do that. It's the colors that I don't know. I know the logo combination. I want to try that Toronto Montreal combo. That's the inspiration, right? Leon, can you bring up that picture quick? Maybe the guys can help me get inspired with my colorblind.
Yeah, if you know what the logo is,
Yeah, so that's the logo. The logo's fine. The side patch, we know what we want. It's just what colors we do with this. Like, I mean, that's optic, right? And Leon, like,
don't worry about the colors. Like, just
okay. Well, why don't we do optic? Why don't we do like this hat, but a way more like an updated version with some metallics, with some silver in there, like we did on the side patch, some silver in the front logo, like we did before. I mean, that was the #1 hat I wanted to make. This is going to be different. What do you guys think? Like, it's an old school looking hat, but we could modernize it.
You're going to have it be a rail hat?
Yeah. Because otherwise it's going to be optic all over, right? That's too much optic.
I think Leon, maybe he just wants to make the why don't we just make the hat and then mess with all the
exactly.
mess with all the threads and just make it kind of, that's how you differentiate it. That's at least that if that's what I was going to do on a nostalgic hat, I just want to like have that hat like you're saying that hat's going to mean something to you, and then just change all the colors or the threads to give you your own flavor.
He didn't actually change. We didn't change that much when we did it the other time. You put some metallics in. I think you made the hair of the J silver that kind of represented. I now have the hair color of my dad, so I really like that you did that. You threw that in as like a kind of like we should do this, but that was like became my favorite part of the mock-up because it actually was like a very personal touch. My dad had gray hair for like silver kind of gray hair forever, and now of course I've had it since I got married. I started turning gray. It's a fact. And then that Montreal side patch, we did it in metallic silver, and I don't know what else we can do to the front, but it doesn't need a lot. I mean, and I like that blue. I'm still looking for your email, Joe. What blues do we have? Do we have like a little bit of a darker available? We have that, right?
You have to use the team color blue, so you don't really have an option when it comes.
But that's fine. That little bit darker or whatever is in there. Like again, I'm colorblind, but
yeah,
I
just think you should probably like make like put a lot of metallics, like make all the red metallic and like.
Oh yeah, we did do metallic
and
red.
Put blue metallics on that. Just you might even want to put like a. I've seen some cool stuff. Maybe Leon can help you here. Is like the white inside the logo. Maybe make that like a seashell or something like that. That like or just play with those threads. That's my vote. Is that I would have a lot of different colors inside that logo that aren't normally there, so that it kind of makes it your own.
Yeah, because the hat is obviously redoing this hat is looks like it's sitting in the J shop, but we don't want it to look like that. I don't think
What do you think, Kalby? What do you think, Nick? How would you have ideas on this logo? Which colors would you use? Would you make that baseball threads metallic green?
Yeah, I like the idea of the metallics. I feel like it's kind of like that. Like it just looks not similar, but like the pop, kind of like the hat that Leon had earlier with the what was the silver, like I forget the color of that
iris,
thread.
Metallic
iris. Yeah. I think that looks dope, especially on the Jays logo.
But that they got lucky with. I don't think we should. Right, Leon? They don't do that. Oh, that's because it was raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think about flat on this, Leon? Is it silly to try and make this flat?
No, I prefer flat over.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, to be honest.
So then the iris is in play then, or do you think it works?
Yeah, it's in play. Well, however you want to do it, man.
No,
I'm asking, you have a lot of nervous energy right now that I want.
No, I'm asking because I don't know.
Be more assertive on what you want to do here. I don't like you have an idea of what you want to do.
You can't do anything wrong, John.
This is the idea. We're doing it. I'm very happy with what's happening. I'm glad we're doing it again one more time. But the iris I was asking about because I wanted to do it flat. You said the flat is okay, right? I'm just clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good. So let's try it.
All right, I got you.
And the metallic red. We got the metallic for the hair, the silver. And then Joe suggested even do the blue in metallic, right?
So you only have maximum of 3. So
yeah. So maybe we leave the blue,
silver, iris, red right now. Do you want to do metallic blue?
I think the blue does it. I think the blue will shine on its own. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Because the iris, you were talking about the iris in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I think you should do the blue metallic because the red is going to pop hard even in a regular red.
And then do we skip the iris?
This is what the camera is not catching it, but it's like iridescent.
Yeah. Is that the hair and the middle on this one?
No.
Or is it the baseball?
The silver is metallic, and then the background is iris. Hold on, I think I did it.
I like that.
Hold on, I think I did it.
It's gonna be. I just wonder how it's gonna look on a white hat though. It might get kind of lost, right?
I don't think so.
No, I guess it'll.
It's gonna look dope, dude.
Yeah, I guess it's better than doing white on white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have to pick. So iris is metallic, right? And then maybe the red we give up. We ditch the idea of doing the metallic red since it's such a small piece. We get the blue, we get the iris, we get the silver. What do you guys think? Because we can't do all 4.
Yeah, man. I think it's like
that's what I'd do.
Let's put it on there and see what it looks like.
Yeah, and leave the red just as is because red is pretty shiny, I guess. I would love that. That, and then we put some metallics on the side again, like we did last time. The blue, the red, do the silver, or do the iris again on the side. That's beautiful. You know, this isn't. Leon obviously makes it look easy, but you know, for me and a lot of the hats I made with Leon, there was a lot of stories, like a lot of stories behind it, and you know, the luxury of having someone do all the hard work. You get to just.
He crushes it every time.
Yeah.
So keep the red the same. Right,
Yeah.
all right. And then here we're gonna have to MacGyver this a little bit with the iris.
And I think it's really cool. Like the last time we did the sneaky two-tone blue, because I was really into that. It was a long time ago. But this one really hooks to the actual program. So, you know, I'll have to get the program back from my brother when we take the shots. See if he lets me. I'll have to bribe him with a hat.
Yeah, I feel like people are getting more into like, you know, wearing more traditional hats and not wearing as many crazy. Like it's because it's like I was looking at like just my regular old plain Jane like Oakland A's hat the other day, and I was like, it looks different to me now because everything else doesn't look the same. You know what I mean? So it's like I think that you making this kind of hat is kind of like it's got enough changes on it, but it's like it's cool because it's like you probably don't even see a lot of people wearing this, you know, kind of retro hat that much anymore because people are making so many of the customs, you know.
Yeah, and the side patch is the differentiator. Even that side patch, we talked about size of side patches earlier. It's not very big. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice size for me. Suits my taste these days. Suits exactly what I like in a hat. Like, you know, take the logos off and the metallics off. Just the core structure, like you said, Joe, of this hat is totally up my alley these days. I think people want metallics and they want something different and flashy, but they don't need it like splattered all over the hat.
What kind of blue? You want to aim? You want to go? Yeah, I thought about that. So
to me, it looks like a darker in the program, doesn't it?
I was going to say in the style guide, they're listed as light royal, but I feel like they're closer to darker royal. To be honest,
I would go darker for sure. I mean, my colorblind eyes see those as the same. The ones
I think it's going to look cooler if it's actually a little bit darker because it's going to be a little bit different than it was in 1977. But like, it's going to be updated for you, John. You know?
Yeah, totally. This is. Yeah.
Are you going white band or black band? Sweatband.
I couldn't care less. Can you guys help me with this?
Go white, just because more people care about it being white than than
the white
black.
Yeah, Leon, you said
Leon
the white contrast with the dark. You told me that last time, so yeah, let's go white. I remember you said that.
Yeah.
I used to always go black, and then by a mistake, one of the hats that I got to make came with a white one, and I was like, I should have been doing white the whole time. I don't know why. Just nobody sees it except me, but just laying around my house, the white looks so much better.
Yeah,
sticking out. I think you can make, like you said, you can make a mistake going black, but harder to make a mistake going white, right?
I just think white looks so much better. Black's more practical if you wear it. I mean, all the hats I brought on my trip were white, and I'm looking at them like, damn, white kind of sucks, but they just look so good. I knew I was just sweating, either walking around or in a plane or something.
So Nick, what do you know? Give us a preview. What kind of what logos are you going to use? What kind of hat are you going to make while we're waiting?
What are you thinking, Nick?
Leon to figure this out.
Brainstorming for you.
So I want to do surprise. I want to do a Giants themed hat, but I want to do like old school, like New York Giants.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys saw, but Willie Mays passed away today. So
man,
I figure
didn't know that.
By far my favorite player, family's favorite player. So
is there a Willie Mays patch?
There is.
Yes.
It's a great patch, and it's not even that used yet. The Ricky Henderson one is getting used a lot. The Willie Mays, I feel like it's still underused. It's really nice.
So the thing is the Willie Mays patch is for San Francisco.
That's what I thought.
It's not for New York. So it's the 20 at 24. So the 20th anniversary of them being
Well, Nick can still make the hat, and if you have to switch it from New York to San Francisco to get it made, he can choose which. Like, all right, we can make 2 hats, one with San Francisco and one with New York, and then it'll be a surprise for Nick when he opens the box.
Yeah, I'm obviously not mad at making a Giants hat, right? Like a SF hat. That's kind of my go-to.
I didn't know that. I've been trying to do something. Yeah, it's good to know, Leon.
What about you, Kalby? What are you thinking now?
Well, I don't know. I was starting to think about doing a different logo if John did the J. So that's what I had from the start. Was I have the base of the hat how I think I want it to look, and then anything else be changed.
Do you like it in the new City Connect logos?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Why don't we just make a City Connect logo? They just came out with the City Connect, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So John, how do you want to do the patch? So I got metallic blue, red, and metallic iris in it.
Well, we didn't use metallic red on the front.
No, just regular red. So you can swap the regular red for silver.
Yeah, let's do the silver. We put silver on this in the sneaky two-tone blue. I think we'll keep the red and then do some silver on this side patch, right? You guys like that?
Yeah, just you're gonna do where it's all white. Just make that metallic silver or just silver.
I think that's what. Yeah, we did the silver star, Leon.
It would look sweet if it was silver.
Yeah,
or like it doesn't even have to be metallic.
Oh yeah, the
over the iris though. Over the iris.
Oh, that's iris there now.
I have the iris. Yeah. The whole side patch was silver last time. I don't know.
I think you're actually done then because there's no place to put the silver.
Unless you swap it on the whole thing. I would swap out the red for silver.
Oh, okay. You can do that. Make silver there, and then have iris.
The iris is in there already. You just can't.
Iris is in the background.
Okay.
No, so everywhere it's white is iris.
Yeah.
That looks
unless you're set on
weird to me.
Unless you're set on the red.
Why don't we do the same colors as we did on the front? Keep the red not metallic, and then put the silver. Like, can't we put the silver like where the star in the star or something, or even the outline of the star? Or what do you guys think?
I think that you just go silver where it's iris. I think you bail on the iris.
Yeah.
It puts silver on the patch.
A silver side patch to bling it out a little.
It'll look better. I would rather wear that than because it's like muted.
The iris, so it's metallic blue.
You could maybe put the iris just in that little in between sign. I don't know if you're allowed to, Leon, but like where that says LB in the L, could you just make that?
So how it works is they stitch it all down, and then all this is stitched on top. You see?
Yeah,
got it.
I think in the spirit of modernizing this and making it what I think the metallic silver would make the patch stand out and add a little bit of more excitement to the
more than iris. You think so?
Yeah, I
don't know.
His hair, and I think that goes.
Silver's there.
About his
iris is sort of in the background, right? I don't know.
It's your call, your hat. I would do iris.
Can you click on it again, just so we see the silver? Just to. Yeah, that's what we had it. But it was a blue hat. I don't know.
It's going to be on a blue section.
Yeah.
I'm voting against. I'm voting against Leon. Where are you voting?
What do you guys?
Nick,
yeah, I need.
You get iris or silver?
Because there's a big block of white.
Leon, can you make it silver on the mock-up, the small one? Would you mind making that the side view one? Yeah. I want to see what that looks like, silver.
Well, it's going to shine.
Yeah, but the iris would shine too, right?
Yeah.
Now I see that it looks kind of like too much. Looks like
okay. Iris has it.
Sorry, yeah. Let's move on.
I'm telling you, it looks like fish scale. It's gonna be
iris. Iris. Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. It's gonna be good. It's
So metallic.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, let's go.
The only thing I would consider taking the red out and putting the silver in.
I wasn't into that. I think it should be more traditional, no?
I don't.
It
I
looks
think
weird with this.
Leon, it's surprising to hear you say that because it's like I would think that that's just gonna be washed as you know what I mean? Don't you think?
Yeah.
If the red, it's not gonna pop. It's just gonna like wash in.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at it.
Seems risky.
I mean, I'm no professional, but that's
Seems
just
like a
my
risky move, Leon.
eyeballs telling me.
Well, if my hat's half as good as this one.
I mean, the other move, just take the blue out.
Other side?
Make the blue silver and leave the red in. You can do that. Because the hat has a lot of blue in
Same
there.
problem. Like you're putting silver on Iris, so isn't that going to wash it out?
I think, Leon, are you just trying to get as many?
Is there enough? I don't know. It should call.
That's silver on Iris there.
But that's on raised too, right? The side patch not going to be raised.
No,
it's going to be as legible or more legible, or.
I like the letters, the colors that they are, but I think metallic is fine. And then, are you thinking that side patch is a little too boring there? It's got a little bit of metallic. You're trying to spice it up.
Let's see. I want to see what it looks like because I think we should. I like. Why don't you put it in there, Leon? And then, if we need to change it later, but like, if you have this vision and you're selling it and you're the one that makes the hats, like, let's make that red silver and see what happens. You know.
Good. I'm okay with that.
Because I just don't know what how the silver would look on the Iris, but Leon does. So if he thinks it's going to work, it's going to.
Leon knows I'm going to message him.
A much cooler side patch, John.
I'm going to message Leon like 100 times in the next 24 hours anyway. Leon's going to block me.
Probably just roll with Leon's idea.
It's a safer bet to just keep Leon happy, and he's just going to toss it. No, I'm kidding.
Because I don't want to hear the regret after.
There's going to be no regret, but
I'm just saying if you're going to have it all metallic, you don't have metallic. This is let me talk. This is what I'm thinking. You don't have red metallic. Right, because you burned them all. So this is a way how you use the three metallics that you chose: silver, blue, and Iris.
And there's no
other
place.
It red. I understand your
place to put it. It's got to be the whole background.
Because you can only have three. You can only have three, John.
No. I mean, in the side patch, is there anywhere else other than the letters or
you
the background?
You can reverse it. You can make silver and then Iris as the red.
No, I was thinking like a smaller portion of the star or something like that. That has to all be the same as the background, right? You can't just do like.
Correct. It's all.
Yeah.
It all gets stitched together, so you can't make that change.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might be able to make just this, maybe, but I have to go in and see. But I normally would keep the red is all one color. Because the way I think it's stitched out, it's a flat patch. So this white will get stitched first. Then they lay the blue on. Then they lay the red on.
I think you sold me, Leon. John, he sold me on the concept that if you're going to have all metallics in the side patch, it's better than having that red not be a metallic. So because the patch itself is going to shine a lot more.
Okay.
So if I was you, I would go with the Iris background because that's going to be kind of a cool look, like just for that whole circle to be Iris, and then that silver on top where the red was. I think I'm excited. I'd be more excited to see what that looks like because I think we already know what the other one's going to look like. So Leon's kind of changed my mind there by saying like if I wasn't thinking about like that red is not going to be metallic and everything else is, and that's going to kind of make it weird.
That didn't bother me either. Leon, one more thing. Can you just show me, and then we'll move on. Can you show us what it looks like to have the blue and the red turn to silver? Because you did the bottom, and it wouldn't be blue. It would just be Iris and silver. Do you know what I mean? So the top letters would not be in blue.
We can't see your screen. We can't see your screen.
I've been clicking around. I'm a jerk.
We're just looking at you.
So I was showing you all this stuff, and okay.
No, we knew what you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
We've seen this. We've seen it enough. So that's all silver.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
right.
then-
Because
And then this would be
so if you change the top letters, the inside changes necessarily. Okay, yeah, they're linked to each other, right? You see, guys, that's why I don't like the silver, because now the middle doesn't look like an Expos.
What do you mean the middle? Oh, because you lose the red on the Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like it. And what if it was?
Well, then why don't you just make the top? What Leon said, make the top silver and the
thing about it, John, too, is like your focus is going to be so narrow. Now it's like people from Montreal and Toronto. I know that's part of the story of the thing, but this is like oil and water too.
So, wait, what do you mean?
It's just because there's just people from Montreal typically hate people from Toronto and vice versa.
That's
like,
the whole
this
point.
is like a hat for 5 people in the world.
Leon's worried about selling the hats. So
I'll sell the hats, or I'll give them to my family, Leon.
All right.
Come on, my record at Pro Image Colorado is pretty good so far. Maybe we should go back to the silver then. What do you think? Okay, forget it. Let's just.
I don't want you to abandon too much your vision, but you've already changed the Blue Jay logo, so
yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this with the iris, metallic blue, metallic. We could throw the metallic red. Or can we?
No.
Three metallics on the hat. Let's leave it. I mean, it's the patch. The patch. It's got iris. Can we leave it, guys? Let's leave it.
Yeah, let's leave it.
I think it's a safer bet. By the way,
I do agree though, because like when you do change the silver and you change the Montreal logo, it does take away from like the classic aspect of that.
And then the Montreal people will be more mad at me. So let's keep them happy.
Yeah.
Or just put that on the Leon. Can we put that on the front and put the J's on the side? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's move on. Thank you. This looks amazing. By the way, before we ask Kalby, Nick, the idea I was thinking. Just while I was, so you got to do a San Francisco hat, but you can say Giants, right? It doesn't have to say San Francisco. It could say Giants, so you're kind of cheating, right?
Correct.
What do you think about that?
Well, look at the logos. I think he wants to use a
Nick. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I think like the 58 logo, the first one they used in San Francisco, just says Giants across it,
something like that,
which would be a cool one.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's a San Francisco hat, but I mean, you could call it a New York Giants hat if you want.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pull up some old New York Giants stuff.
Love that old logo.
Can you pull up that Willie Mays patch? I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it went through. I sent some pictures in that email too.
Let me look.
Those rectangle kind of side patches I really like these days. They're not being overused. That Ricky one. There's a couple Cubs ones.
Maybe it's the anniversary.
So there's probably like a 50th and a 60th. Yeah.
Oh no. Hold on. Why is it not here? Hold on. I know I used it. It's the 20 at 24.
Oh, so that's because like the ballpark. So
yeah, because they're at 24 Willie Mays Avenue, and this
actually my family has. Well, they tore it all up, but they're supposed to put it back. But we like bought a commemorative brick when they built the new stadium. So like the Willie Mays Plaza across the way or whatever it is. But yeah, that's a dope logo. I like that.
All right, let's do this. Let's try to rush it into, because I know when Hank Aaron passed, they pulled the Hank Aaron patches right away. That was pretty annoying. He's got to be one of the last, if not like real big stars to play in the Negro League too. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, because my original thought was like, could we do like a Birmingham Black Barons hat with this logo on it, but you said the teams have to be. I'm assuming since it's got the SF Giants on it, they probably wouldn't let it fly.
It wouldn't work. Birmingham, we'd be able to do. So you could do like minor league crossovers, but they have to be affiliates. So
yeah,
the Birmingham Barons are affiliates of the White Sox.
Yeah.
And they're even different than the Black Barons too.
Yeah, it looked like they have like similar. They both have like a very similar B logo. Like it's a little bit different from obviously. Yeah. I think like either doing like one of the 50s logos or something like that would be cool. I also like sent pictures. So like the kind of like thing that pops into my head when I think about it is the catch that he made in the World Series back then. So like there's some interesting colors there too.
All right, let me see. Oh, okay. Oops. Let me put it in quick.
So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't like that Toronto Blue Jays City Connect logo.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of like plain.
Definitely.
We can get there when we get there. All right. And then look at some logos for you. Are any of these catching your eye?
So is that I think my first choice would be the 49 to 57 NY.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like the second one's probably that the Giants with the baseball in the background. But
so my issue now, will they let these two play nice together?
Yeah.
That we won't know until we try it. And then you said this one?
Yeah. So what is this?
I don't know, Nick, dude. I have hats with that logo on it, and it always to me seems like
it's always flat.
You make your own decision. It always just seems like it's like I feel like it's like a cheap trucker hat that I got at a giveaway.
Yeah.
Like I bought like 3 or 4 of them, and I'm like, why does this feel like a hat they gave me when I was 10 at Candlestick Park?
Yep.
Like on a fitted, it's like it just to me that logo doesn't fit on a fitted, but that's just my opinion.
No, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like it's like I'll get this because it's on a discount, $20 or something, you know.
Are you talking
I mean,
about
I think it looks rad on the jersey, when the Giants jersey, but like when it goes on the hat, for whatever reason, I've always just been like, I mean, I've never even been a big fan of that fat Giants, like, you know, the Hum Baby thing. Like, I was really stoked when they updated it, but now I kind of revert back to just nostalgia. It makes me like that fat Giants, but it's kind of hard to put on a hat too.
Yeah. I mean, I think like as far as the SF logos, I kind of like the mainly because I haven't seen it as much lately, but like the smooth edges or whatever it is.
Oh, like that 1960s kind of
Do these tickle your pickle?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like the 83 to 93 logo is pretty.
83 to 93.
It's just like the SF without the points on it.
Oh, the straight one. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. This one will be easier to get approved for sure over this. 100%.
How are you going to tell the story, Nick?
I mean, honestly, I think that newspaper clip that is in this would be super dope to do, like almost like I I forget what the color is on the. Let me look at it real quick.
So they actually wear cream, so we would be able to use off-white.
Oh yeah, so that's what I would do.
Their jerseys are chrome, basically.
Yeah, because that's kind of like that reminds me at least of like the old school jerseys too.
Mm-hmm. So you would do.
I hate how simple this is going to end up being as I'm saying all this stuff, but it's almost like the off-white, probably a black bill.
That's gonna be clean, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will
I
be.
like the sound of it.
You'd
Yeah.
probably do an orange button. An
Orange button,
would
yeah.
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could try all the logos in like different thread colors that would make it not just a plain. You might maybe even like a I don't know, a copper might be too dark, but it might be cool. I don't have a Giants hat with a copper.
I wouldn't do copper. I'd probably do like rust or something if you want to go. Copper is just too like brown. Yeah.
Rust in the SF?
Yeah.
That might be cool, yeah. Kind of
So
looks
this is
like
their
that in
typical
pictures and stuff. It kind of looks like in these dated
Or even
pictures.
even red like that
like the
that
newspaper.
like that headline of that newspaper.
Yeah, that could work. But we could do like a nice. Hold on, I'm trying to pull the colors here.
Then you can match to your black and red Jordans.
I'm trying to get away from Jordans just like everybody else on this call.
Well, I go blue. I mean, don't let the hook take away from the fun of making the hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go with the colors that you're into right now. If you're into that black and blue, like make a panel hat, that black front cream, blue SF.
Like this rust color would be real cool, I think.
As the SF?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
think that'd be
like,
cool.
It's like olden and
Yeah.
almost metallic.
Yeah.
It still shines real well.
Yeah, it's good to look metallic.
And it kind of goes with the old school look, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would look good.
If you just go plain orange, I feel like it'd be a little boring. We want it to look almost weathered, like that fake weathered look.
Yeah. Yep.
Where are you now, Rust? Rust.
Oh, 93 years old.
He lived a good life. He lived a great life. All right, Rust. Yeah, I don't think we have.
20 at 24, and if he passed away in 2024 is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it goes together.
True. So the question is, for the button, would we pick something that kind of matches that rust? Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's orange.
Yeah.
So let me figure out what fabric that is.
How are you going to color? Just just change the black. Maybe put
we do like a pewter, like a dark pewter, metallic pewter or something
on the side patch.
Yeah, to make it look like older, like newspaper.
Yeah. Almost like a bronze stamp type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it'll match that picture.
Yeah.
So I think the color kind of close to it is this.
It's too bad they don't have that picture of him catching that ball as his patch. That'd be a sweet patch.
That would be a sweet patch.
An orange popsicle.
The other patch, I mean,
what's the process of getting a brand new patch made, or is it you don't have control over?
Let's not do that right now. Let's not do that right now after he just passed away. Then you have to get as a state to approve it, and then MLB to approve it, and the Giants to approve it.
Yeah.
But you can submit any patch. If you design your own patch, you could submit it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a Willie Mays if you wanted to do something different, right? You just submit the art, right? I know some people have done it. What's up with those Soto patches that you used, Leon? Like, those just get made? Like, those came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he did a collab with Lids a couple years ago. And
that's where it
they're
came from?
Padres hats, and I just know where to look.
Right on.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What do you guys think is the match to this? The
Rust.
orange popsicle or the orange? No, but rust is the thread, man. We got to do a fabric.
Oh, for the button?
Yeah.
I think that darker is better.
Yeah, that fight orange.
Fight orange? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. And then we're going to use metallic pewter. Metallic pewter and white. Do you want to use a chrome white, a seashell?
I think it's
for the letters in the patch.
I think it's probably like a seashell, yeah.
All right, cool. Let me get a seashell.
I did some hats, and I wish I used seashell instead of white on them.
I'll pull up a couple options right now.
I keep freezing. I think everybody keeps freezing on my end.
Your phone's ready to explode.
No, I got it to work on my piece of crap Mac.
Oh, you did? All right, fire.
Yeah.
We hear you well, so.
All right, so there's chrome, ivory, seashell, and primidor. You have a preference, Nick?
Yeah, I still think seashell probably because it's going to look more vintage, right?
Yeah.
Kind of has that yellowed look to it.
All right, perfect. Let's go. And then metallic pewter. I think it's going to be a badass hat.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. It's looking pretty good.
All right, let's do this. So the orange becomes the rust. The white becomes seashell. The black becomes this. So we can either go pewter, and probably have to go darker than that.
Yeah.
There's a black pearl, which is essentially like a really dark gray. Like that.
Yeah, I think that looks cool because it all kind of looks a little aged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got chrome. Where's my chrome? And then fight orange, black. Black. How you doing?
That hat's pretty badass, man.
I think it's going to look pretty dope. Yeah. And then what? Maybe do like a green underbill?
Yeah, do either green or gray. Probably green is more accurate to his time.
Yeah. You look badass.
So the button's orange?
It's like
it's that
light orange to this color.
Yeah.
Almost like a rust.
Oh, it's the same rust as in the side patch?
It's a little bit different because there's no direct fabric match, but it's
okay. But
to the naked eye. It won't
it's not orange. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then SF. Here we go.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's like, I mean, that's super clean and it's super like kind of nostalgic in a way, even though it's not a.
I think it kind of goes with John's theme too. Like it's like modernized yet like retro looking hat. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what is going on here? I think keep Batterman less would be cool too. Like just blank Batter.
Yeah, I think so too. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
How you doing, Kalby? You finding a logo you want to use yet?
I think we lost him.
Yeah, he was talking about City Connect, right?
No.
Well,
he was
back.
Somebody was talking about City Connect.
Yeah, maybe we can convince him. I wonder how many people are doing. I'm sure you are, Leah, but City Connect customs.
Yeah, we'll see when he comes back.
I wish the Giants had a better City Connect logo. I'm not a big fan of it.
I think the logo itself isn't too bad. Just how they colored it was horrendous.
Yeah.
I ended up doing one. It got stuck at the border, but basically I just made it back in the regular colors, and I think it turned out pretty good. Let me save this.
What about a minor league?
Nick Ugly. All right, Joe. Since Kalby's not here, what are you thinking?
Well, is Kalby here?
We've lost him temporarily. I don't know.
Okay. I was gonna do a San Francisco Seals hat.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted to do is, since their colors are navy, I wanted to do a navy crown. And I don't know if we're allowed to do a sneaky two-tone and use two different tones in navy. You think is that going to work? It doesn't matter. We could just do it that way. And then if they say no, just make it all a mono hat.
Yeah, I don't think that would be too much of an issue if they wore navy. So San Francisco Seals. I can't spell. So one of these?
Yeah, it's the lower left hand. There you go.
Anything on the side or anything?
Yeah, we'll do a side patch. I just got to figure out if I'm going to use the same old boring side patch that I've been using, which is like the Pacific Coast. But I want to do that SF in that Tiffany blue that I've been telling everybody I love so much lately.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to pop really well off of the navy. And so what we would do is we would do that Yankees dark bill, like that super dark bill, and then we would use I forget what the color is. I think it ends up being like.
So there's like navy and night shift navy. So these would be the two. So like one is like a Tigers, Braves kind of navy, and the other one looks more blue.
Yeah, so I'd use the blue one for the crown, and then the dark one for the bill.
Mm-hmm. And you want to go back to your sea moss kind of color?
Yeah, that's sea moss.
Or moss and sea foam. I don't
It's
remember.
moss. It's when we did it before. It's moss. That's the blue.
I love those two navies together.
Yeah,
Really
this is gonna be sweet.
Is that the same as the Yankees, Leon, or is this tone lighter, the one on the left?
The one on the left is what the Yankees use. Yeah. And then I think the night shift is just a little bit lighter.
No, so we do the lighter one on the crown and the darker one on the bill.
Yeah, that's how I have it.
Oh, okay.
That's how I got it.
Are those logos that you had pulled up, Leon, are those potential side patches too?
Mm-hmm.
There's some good ones in there, Joe. Did you see those?
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to need some help from y'all. Is I'll
do the seal.
You think the seal?
Yeah. If not, this would be pretty cool. I just don't know how well this would stitch.
I like the seal if those are the choices. Looks good in the navy right there.
What do you think, Nick? You're the resident San Franciscan.
I mean, this is cool too.
Yeah, that one that he's looking at right there with the 57 with the.
Yeah, I wonder how big it is. If it's too big, I'm a little bit suspect of if it's too big. Yeah. But I do like the idea of that one.
It's 42 millimeters by 56 millimeters. You want an inch conversion?
Yeah, you make it American for me.
That looks rectangle like the Willie Mays one. I love those rectangle ones.
1.65.
Yeah, that's not too big.
Width?
No, not at all.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that one. We get
2.2.
We get a seal. We get a number, and then there's more colors. There's more colors.
Yeah, stuff to work with for sure.
I think you have to keep with their theme and do no Batterman.
That's fine. I don't need a Batterman.
Yeah, I just think it kind of rounds out the pack.
Yeah, that's a good side patch. I really like that other one where it's all scripted out seals, but it's probably massive, you know?
Yeah. But if they shrink it down, it just won't look good. That's how I kind of have a feeling.
Yep.
Gray or green under, Joe?
I think we're gonna go gray just because I don't want the green to conflict with the.
Yeah, I would lean gray.
Yeah. Let's go gray. White.
Yeah, navy
white
gray.
Where are you, gray? There you are.
Damn, these are good. I'm gonna cop some hats tomorrow. I'm gonna cop some in a couple months, and a few in between, I'm sure too. Mexi's getting a call tomorrow.
So we go seafoam, or sorry, moss. And how do you want to color? How you want to color this?
The patch?
Yep.
I don't know. What do we think here? Like, I like the idea of let's take the yellow and turn it into that moss. And then let's take the red and turn that into like
silver.
a silver, but like maybe like that silver blue, you know what I mean? Or just maybe just metallic blue.
So silver blue will wash it, I think.
Yeah. So let's do metallic blue.
Metallic blue on the red. All right.
I just want to see what it looks like, just because like I don't want it to be too much of a C hat. I kind of like the idea of. Part of me wants to keep it. God,
I kind of like that metallic blue.
Blue works.
It does?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Unless you go blue here. Unless you go the metallic blue here. Oops. Let's do the metallic blue here.
No, I like keeping him dark.
Okay.
What would be like? What would be? It'd be fun to take the white, make that silver or aluminum. And then for San Francisco, and then the red. I don't know. Somebody help me out here. What do we think is going to be? Yeah, the orange is not going to do it. Maybe I'm just thinking like that would be metallic red.
Metallic red.
Or God, for some
reason, can you do the metallic blue on that now that you have the silver?
Yeah, let's do the blue. Let's do
that.
The
doesn't
blue.
look bad.
I feel like that with the silver looks pretty dope.
Yeah, that looks that I like that.
Yeah, it's a blue hat. I mean,
that's going to be a good one. Yeah, I like I think too, like with the metallic blue with on the like navy or the like the navy and like with the dark bill. I think that's gonna look sweet.
Yeah, and then the ear in that color looks nice and clean too.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's awesome.
Now I don't have to explain to people what the SF stands for. All my other SF hats people are like, what is that? And like the San Francisco Seals. And they're like, who are they? I'm like, Joe DiMaggio played for them. And then they're like, oh, but they still don't really know.
Yeah, yep.
I didn't know Joe DiMaggio played for him.
Joe and Dom DiMaggio, the DiMaggio brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're San Francisco boys.
The Iron Horse.
What did you say that color is called? Foam or something? What do you
it's moss, but I keep calling it sea foam for whatever reason. They're all like really close to each other.
Yeah, it's a good color though. I like it. Now I just need to get some of those Ishod Wear SBs.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, same.
Yeah, like I didn't even realize. Like basically, we made that.
They're like close,
super cheap. They're like I think they're like $76.
Yeah,
I gotta get a pair. I was about to buy the Huffs. Only the greens left online.
Yeah,
the green is the most wearable. I think
the green.
I think so. I mean, I like the what's it called? I like the infrared and the pinks and all that stuff. But I just think olive green. You just wear that. It's more neutral. But yeah, they're still available for retail on their website.
Yeah, I might try to go up there tomorrow and see if they have anything left in store.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm happy with this.
Yeah, that's I'm happy for you on that one. That one looks awesome. I think all three of these hats turned out really great.
The only thing you got to be careful with, Leon, and I think we did this before on that other hat, SF hat that you put in for me.
You want the smaller one?
I want the smaller SF because that first hat, Nick, I sent you one. That SF is too big.
This one?
No, that one's the right size.
This is the right one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The other one is that other one that's like got more of that tan and olive hat I made to try to match my Nick Cave poster.
Yeah.
That one was too big, and I was like, "Why did you send me a gigantic logo?" But it worked. It works on that hat, but
damn, we didn't get Kalby back.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to do. Kalby's gonna have to get his own show.
All right. Well, we're at midnight, so we're past
Yeah.
everyone's bedtime. I think we did good. Kalby has 4 hats coming, so don't feel too bad for him. He hooked one of his hats from his
Can you show us his hat? Can you show us pull up his hats that he made so we can see them?
So they haven't arrived yet, and we hadn't.
No, I meant like just the mock-ups that you made.
But we haven't aired the content yet.
So got it. Okay.
You'd be ruining this.
We can't waste it. We can't waste it.
All right, I'll He's not here. Hold on.
Oh wait, you got the hats?
I have one of them. So 3 of them we had logistical issues. They put the wrong address in, had to be returned to center. They had to find them, box them up, and send them back. I just got confirmation that they landed in Colorado. One of them I have. All right, stall the people while I look around in this crazy room.
John, are you stoked on the hat you made?
Yeah, I am. I don't even think I'm going to bother Leon with any changes.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that side patch stuff, it's like just kind of got to roll the dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and part of me likes the two-tone navy on navy that we did the first time, but your hat's those colors, so it's out. So I got to stay with it.
I think yours were a little lighter. I really liked that hat. I was bummed.
No, I'm excited. I'll just get yours. I like the colorway.
Okay.
I'll live. No, I'm really excited, and it looks exactly like the program, and that's the story. And yeah, I'll just like I said, I'll make my brother give it back to me, and yeah, no, I'm really excited. I didn't have a good idea like you guys did. I had an old idea, but Leon knows. I probably message him every 2 months about doing an iteration of that hat. And it's like, hey, can we do this, Leon? So took my opportunity, shot my shot.
I mean, I'm just happy I was here because I got to learn that there's beef between Montreal and Toronto. I didn't realize that.
Huge.
It goes back to the French and the British.
Yeah,
oh, really?
And there's this also like this whole thing of a bunch of Montrealers came over to Toronto because of like French laws, and a lot of that kind of things got a little bit heated there, and whatever. So yeah, huge rivalry. Huge.
The other hats that I wanted to make, Nick, and I think I'm gonna make them with Leon, so maybe we'll invite you all back to watch me make them. But like, I really want to make. I mean, I was stoked on this Fresno hat that Toppers made. It's like one of my favorite hats of the year. But I really want to make like either a Modesto or a Stockton hat, just because like I want to like Modesto just because there's a really great music scene out of there, Granddaddy, and then Stockton is pavement, but it's also like Stockton. I think a lot of people kind of hear about Stockton just because of like Nick Diaz or something, or Nate Diaz.
Stockton, bitch.
But like I also have a lot of friends from Stockton. I mean, if you're in the Bay Area, you end up having friends from all over the Bay Area. But I've never really seen anybody with a word mark of a Modesto or a Stockton hat, and I thought those would be like they've made. Yeah, I mean they changed their name to fucking the Modesto Nuts, which is just stupid. And I think all those logos are just kind of like whatever. But like I'd like to try to make a old school Stockton or old school Modesto word mark, and then the other one I sent Leon was this like there's an old SF team, Nick, called like just maybe they're like the Mission Bears, but it just says Mission on it, and I would love to have love to have a hat that just said Mission across the top of it.
That'd be sweet. Yeah.
For those of so John, like Mission District is like kind of like if you lived in San Francisco, that's probably where you hung out in your 20s and early 30s. I definitely have memories, lots of memories I lost due to the Mission District.
Last time I was there, I was in my 20s.
Latin American club in the makeout room, like definitely lost many nights there. But yeah, it's like if you had that hat and you were anywhere else besides San Francisco and someone from San Francisco saw you with it, they'd be like, dude, is that the Mission that I'm thinking about? So it's like, it's almost like that international kind of calling card which is why I like to have hats that represent where I'm from, because it's like, it's an instant conversation starter. You always meet really cool people when they come up to you and are like, hey, I'm from there. Like, and then you get to, spend 30 minutes playing the name game and figuring out whether or not you know people or not. It's fun.
I mean, that's the crazy part about wearing Giants hats all the time. Like literally the first day walking around Tokyo, some guy walks up to me and is like, "Hey, are you from the Bay Area?" It's like, so we had this whole conversation. Turns out that his wife was shopping in the Hello Kitty store that my girlfriend was shopping in. So we were just standing out there waiting. And he's like, "Oh yeah, just we leave tomorrow." And I'm like, "Yeah, we just got here today." Yeah.
That's awesome. Tokyo has the Giants too, so that's a kind of like a cool crossover. All right, so Kalby being the Ron Kiff stan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the City Never Sleeps. Yeah. I wasn't, so I learned about this shoe, and I guess you can, Joe. You're about to find out what the two navies look like back to back. So he had put together this one, and Mr. Feig became, I guess, the creative director or one of the creative directors for the New York Knicks. So there's a tie there. So I guess debuting. I'm sorry, Kalby, for the world. The City Never Sleeps.
Ooh,
nice.
New York. This glows in the dark, and then we went black, navy, and then midnight night shift.
Yeah, so there's definitely a darker navy, Leon, that we're going to want to change it to, because when I did that, I want to change it to the same blues that I used on that Oakland hat. So if you like,
this might not be the darkest. No, that
okay, because like
this might be the night shift.
When I chose it, and then Willis sent me back the mock-up. It was like a lot brighter, and then he sent me. He told me not to share it with anybody, but I'm going to tell everybody on this show. He sent me the pictures of like the actual color, so I ended up choosing those. So I'll just have to change that with you. I'll send you the exact color.
This should be night shift.
Yeah, the night shift is the same like to the Yankees, right?
No.
Oh,
the Yankees wear a shade darker.
Okay.
They wear navy.
Got it.
Yeah.
So maybe it is the right color.
Hold on.
You'll be able to show me the.
You want the darkest too, right?
Yeah.
Joe, you want the darkest too, yeah. I've been through this so many times with people. I still don't know the names.
I'm gonna find my.
Yeah. Well, here. Look.
Yeah.
This is navy.
Okay.
So this is night shift.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's called Navy, right, Leon?
Yeah.
The Yankee Navy's called Navy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Minnesota hat fabric is the bill, and the New York back fabric is the crown.
Yeah.
Correct?
Night shift. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is like a. I don't remember what blue, but I think he did a great job on this hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good. When is that dropping?
Whenever he gets the other three.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we can fill the content.
Yeah.
How many NBA hats have you done, Leon?
I don't remember.
Not too many. Oh, a bunch?
No, I don't remember. But
not recently though. You've been doing some?
No.
Did some Nugget stuff.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, Nugget. I forgot.
Yeah. But Ronnie designed this logo, and I didn't like the offset, I thought. But like playing with it, I think it's real cool. Like you gotta see it's offset New York.
Well, that's the Kith logo, right?
Yeah.
That's the Ronnie Feig designs. Yeah, those jerseys are cool.
You know what, they did hats, but I don't think they did any they did all low pros, right?
I would have no idea. I can't tell.
They only do low
Kith
pros.
only does low pros.
Yeah.
But so Ronnie worked with the Knicks to do that City Connect.
Yeah, so I think they do make City Connect.
Oh, they did the City Connect with the
regular.
Oh, okay.
But I have like one of the Kith Knicks logo Kith before he was the creative director, and it's definitely a low pro. Which I don't know. It just always feels weird on my head.
I got a couple. They're nice. They're fine.
Well, thanks, Leon. You want to?
Yeah, Leon.
This is awesome.
Thank you, man.
I mean, I'm sure each one of us would want to do this every night. At least I would.
Yeah.
It's
Leon. Next time we got 3 hours.
Fun to get to make a hat.
Whatever. This is normal. This is just normal work for me. So, yeah, I could keep going, but I know you guys have
let's play some NBA 2K.
Regular lives to get back to. So I appreciate the whole panel for coming on, Joe. Of course, you kind of putting this together and keeping us together and introducing all these like-minded people. Always appreciate you and what you've done. And John, to your podcast. Looking forward to you releasing more episodes. And Nick, of course, the Nick Enval universe and the different things that you do. But yeah, make sure you guys follow these fellas. I will put all of their contact information and where you can kind of see them more, and Kalby with the Traffic Boys and Canadian.
And shout out to Pappy Capsalot and Weston.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
Weston for fucking hanging out with us, dude. Like,
definitely.
I'm shocked that people are still around.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Oh, the Weston's got a pack coming too. So
sweet.
Look out for that.
Let's look at Weston's hats.
No. We can't do that.
Joe's
I don't have them in hand yet. I
want to look at as many hats as I can.
The mock-ups, Leon.
Give me the dope. Give me that dopamine. All right, thanks, Leon.
But appreciate everyone. Follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We out of here. Peace.
Later.